Greetings, greetings, weary travelers. How goes, how goes? Suddenly, he arrives. God, these headphones are not pleasant. Oh well. All the same. Sneaky room. Huzzah.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How does it go? I look very goofy with these headphones. But it's okay. As long as I angle my head upward, it's fine. If I look down, there's like this really obvious divot. So aggressive.
You should just get your headset.
I really should. I would
Hell
be
yeah.
a Waidesu. Currently, I am not. I'm a.
Don't tempt me.
I'm not even a real. I'm not even a real gamer.
The
Don't
easiest
do it.
solution is just getting yourself a VR rig.
A what?
Not a VR rig. A
Oh, just
VTuber rig.
Just be a VTuber? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few boy VTubers.
Yeah.
Should I be a cute
I mean,
VTuber or should I
most of the
be?
guy VTubers still have female avatars, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, I've noticed that.
It's a bit weird, honestly.
A little, yeah. It's like let me simp over your characters. They sound like this. It's like okay. I mean, if that floats your goat, may your goat be floated.
You could totally start the market for hot VR VTubers.
Definitely. I've seen many hot anime boy VTubers, except they're more like cutesy. So maybe I can do like I don't know,
Just not cutesy, but straight up hot.
Bora,
Period.
just straight up Bora, big old like thick hairy mans. Greetings, my children. Alrighty.
Just showing the chest and nonchalant.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a little bush. Like
Get the real-
combing my
get the
chest
real-
hairs.
Get the real Dom feel going.
Beautiful. We'll create an armada. An army of hot men. Alright, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, most of your viewers would end up being women in that case, which is good as well.
That's perfectly acceptable.
More female Twitch viewers is always nice.
Yes. Indeed. Man, hey, hold up. Is your mic far away? Or...
Not too far away.
Okay, Seth, talk real quick.
Hello. Words
Okay.
and stuff.
I could put it closer, but
All right, that's fine. I'm only testing because I keep messing with my audio, and every time I check the recording, without fail, the music is super quiet and I can hear you guys perfectly. Right now, the music is very loud, but for some odd reason, OBS doesn't see it that way. I don't know why, so I'm not gonna question it. I will just say it's fine because I've not changed anything, so it's okay. Anyway,
different mixer.
yeah, I got no idea. Shit's weird. OBS also decides to like, hey, your mic, let's make it 100% again every single time it turns on. And I want to sort of scream, just a wee bit, internal screaming as you do. Anyway, less depressing shit aside. We return to our heroes post-fight with Cal. Bird is happy, so there's a little dance. Technically, last session we hyper-speeded into a quick long rest. A long rest, only because we were at the end of the session, but there were a few things I needed to say, of course. We'll rewind before your guys' long rest real quick. And you guys did indeed arrive back at Chabi. I forgot what time it would have been since you guys fought him relatively early and it wasn't too far away. It should be around 12 or so. Maybe when you guys got back, at least even 11 realistically. So it's just prior to noon. The weather is warm, but fortunately there is a nice breeze, and the town feels all the better. Nobody knows, of course, what just happened, but a weight has been lifted from your chests. And I do believe you spoke with Tranquil Turret?
Yeah, when I got back.
Okay. There was something I needed to add to that. He told you to, while things were fine, for the most part, he told you to go to the tavern, all of you, as there was something that was potentially an issue, but someone was insisting that it's not. Mr. Jolly. And as you guys head towards the tavern, the little teleporter should still work. Y'all want to jump through there?
Go, Cobb, go.
Oh, Cobb, go!
Oh yeah,
My child.
your child. Cobb was still technically back here, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Oh no, it's Doro. That's the issue.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that is the issue. Sorry. All right.
Shoot Doro.
You all see that Jolly's waiting up front, and there are only a few customers. He's almost about to say something to you guys, as if in a direct response to something, but kind of puts his hand down. And you see that his right hand is covered. It normally is not. It's wrapped in something. And he gives you all a wave as you enter. And as I mentioned, holy shit, I'm getting a new mouse today. Dear God. Okay. Sorry, I scroll and it's scrolling backwards. There's no way of scrolling anymore, and it's infuriating.
I know how you feel.
My hand hurts so much. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm having to click.
It has
and,
started doing a thing for me as well. So I have to open it up again.
Oh, this is so frustrating. Anyway, sorry, that's not important. Anyway, you all see Jolly, and he doesn't look quite so jolly. He waves to you all, and Drew kind of gives him a look of like, what's the look? And then Drew walks over as you all take a seat, and Jolly sort of, you all wave, and seats himself forward. You guys don't normally see him sitting and resting like this. And you notice both his hands are under the table as he gives a quick nod and says, I assume it's done then?
Yes.
Yes.
How did it... He's looking over each of you to see if there's any lingering injuries or anything permanent or scars or anyone's bleeding. And he says you guys are actually mostly doing fine. I assume everything was okay. No one was injured in any way.
Yeah.
Mostly my armor.
Did he... This is a vague question, I understand, but did he do anything? Anything strange?
He blew himself up at the end.
He breathes in at that and nods. Goes, that would make sense.
I narrow my eyes. What do you mean?
Well, here, he was staying here. And, well, we had a slow morning, fortunately. As you're all aware, I did receive some help recently with both cleaning and cooking, setting tables and such. We have been quite busy. All thanks to you, of course. He smiles slightly at that. One of my assistants told me they heard something strange coming from one of the upstairs rooms. So when I went to go investigate, I noticed that it was his room, and the door was locked. I attempted to open it. My key did not work. He did something to the lock. And, well, there was something in his room. Long story short, he puts his hand on the table, the one that's wrapped, and says, I was able to break down the door, take this bag, this thing he had in his room. And, well, sort of a tight smile. Safe to say he's somewhat of a sore loser, I guess, because I guess he was attempting to blow up this place as well. Fortunately, I was able to get it out of here and throw it. No one was injured, of course. He waves his hand, except for this, but this is nothing. So fortunately, we're all saved. No one was hurt. I don't think he left anymore. I assume he would have gone off by now. But, well, I guess we can leave that at his little goodbye statement.
I'm speechless.
And he, as he sort of recognizes your lack of response, he sort of turns to Kiaran, wincing a little. You can tell he has something he wants to say, but doesn't want to immediately say it. He's not choking on the words, but he's thinking heavily on whether he should share it or not. And he sort of scratches at it. His chin. And Drew sort of gives him a look and like, what? And he kind of pokes him. And he looks through the four of you and says, was he... Sorry, this normally goes against, well, my current way of life. And how I run things, but your encounter with Cal, was it odd in any way?
I don't think so.
It was
Aside
fairly
from
similar to the
blowing
first fight.
himself up.
Okay, he nods. And he looks to Droon and the rest of you and says, well, when you decided to give me the warning of who he was, Droon and Kiara, after I learned this man's past, something... let's just say I couldn't contain myself, and I might have... he kind of scratches again, looking a bit ashamed, but knowing that what he did probably isn't bad, just maybe he tried to escape from this. I might have poisoned him, potentially, while he was here.
Oh.
And he's kind of like, yeah, giving you a look of like, yes.
Did you really?
He's
I
like
mean-
slowly nods. Yes.
He deserved it.
He slowly nods again. Indeed, but well,
I mean, considering he was attempting to blow up the town, yes.
he sort of nods at that, trying to like he's happy you guys aren't like angry or like yes, of course.
No. I give Jolly a very impressed look over.
Okay, he like sighs. He sighs. After what you told me, I lost it, you might say. I've been trying to contain myself, if you will. Not to maybe revert back to who I once was or how things used to be, but yes, my hand might have slipped in a few of his meals.
They didn't make him dumb, right? Because he didn't take off his armor even when I used heat metal on it.
Maybe not dumb, but it might have slowed some of his actions, potentially. It wasn't meant to, maybe it was meant to outright kill him, which clearly didn't work. But it might have impaired him in some way.
Sweet, I'll take it. A win's a win.
Drew shrugs him on the shoulder, like,
Ernest
You
giving
talk.
it the approving nod.
yeah, he looks relieved that you guys were okay with what he did. And Drew sort of looks at him and says, normally I would prefer a fight to be clean, but he was a bit of a shit. So,
He was more than a bit of a shit.
yes. I guess that is putting
Yeah.
it nicely, Kiara, isn't it? Well, thank you, Jolly. And he looks a
As far as
little
the-
like, yeah.
As far as the world is concerned, I'm sure they think you did a good job.
Well, truly it was the four of you that finished the job, not me. But I was able to help. Then, well, and he looks more proud now, and his chin is facing upward. Good. I'm glad someone like him is
As long
gone.
as you make sure you wash your hands before you put the poison, made the food for everyone else, I'm fine with it.
He points to you. He points to you, Orito. Of course. I will say some of it was maybe from some of the creatures and beasties you brought in.
Ooh.
I was saving a few things, but yes, it's good to see that they, came along nicely. He does indeed look truly relieved that you guys aren't not necessarily like angry, but like disappointed. Mainly because obviously as a purveyor of good foods and such, poisoning what you were very proud of, and from what you guys could see of a lot of his older paintings, another things you could tell that he maybe had a bit of checkered or bloodier past. So trying to escape that, he's relieved you guys don't see him any differently.
Well, I'm sure it caught him by surprise more than us.
I does indeed smile at that and kind of laughs softly. And says, unfortunately, I'll have to primarily close the tavern for today. If any of you need any food, I cannot promise it will be to the top of quality, but I will, of course, try my absolute best. This somewhat fading injury, as he waves his hand again and puts it back under the table, shouldn't last too long.
Let me
Okay.
see your hand.
It's fine, Valen. You don't need to worry about it.
Let me look at it.
I would
You
prefer
helped
you.
us, I want to help you.
I would prefer you didn't.
He wanted as a scar of battle or so.
I say you pushing Valen kind of urges Druin to look at him as well, and now he's looking at both of you like shit.
Yup. Show us your hand.
All right. And he looks at you, Valen, and says, "Promise not. It's not as bad as it looks. I promise." He begins to unwrap his hand, and it is mangled. His fingers are bent in odd angles. A lot of the fur is torn off. There are pretty deep gashes, and it was bleeding, but he did something to stymie the blood flow. His hand doesn't look irreparable, but it is damaged.
Jolly, your hand can't heal if your fingers are still mangled like that.
Stephen says, "I'm not entirely sure how to fix it. Besides,
You
well,
just gotta snap them back into place.
Oh god.
that
Hold on. That's a bit too
Wait,
much.
wait a second.
These are considered mostly back in place. That's more so swelling, Kiara.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yes, he's kind of nods at that.
I mean, you have tried sticking your hand in the water upstairs, have you?
Yes, I believe it looks the way it does primarily because of the water. I do believe it helped, but, well, as he's trying to hide his hand from, like, the few customers that are in here, it's not pretty to look at. It should recover.
If anything, do make sure of that. We can't
Oh.
lose a fine artist like you, can we now?
He kind of, scratches the back of his head and goes, "Oh, ha, thank you. I'll do my best."
I don't remember how many spell slots I had before
Oh.
we took the long rest last
We'll
time.
say don't worry about it. You have them, but whatever you have, you need.
Well, I dump everything into healing that hand.
Okay. While
All
he's
of
sort
it.
of while he's sort of like, all right. You begin to pulse healing magics through his hand, and you see some of the cuts begin to cure. The swelling goes down a little bit, and he kind of winces at that a bit as he looks at it and looks to you, and then breathes in and nods. Thank you, Valen. Thank you. But truly, you shouldn't have to expend yourself any more than you already have. I do appreciate it, though. Kind of squeezes his hand a bit. Clearly, his grip is not fully back, but it's a little better.
Well, if it doesn't get better, just come back to me. And I'll see what I can do.
He nods. I will.
You could see this expenditure of magic as the effort it would have taken us to take down Val without you.
Yeah.
Kind of laughs at that. All right, I assume that's fair. Well, I guess in my current state, I'm not really able to offer you all too much, but I will say my training has gone over quite well with some of the fledglings, and, well, they can work up a dish that is adequate, we'll say, by my standards. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to ask. But otherwise, your rooms are yours, nothing has been damaged. I ensured he did not sneak into any of your rooms. He was walking around quite a bit. I don't know if he was trying to touch something or find something, but, well, let's say...
Speaking of sneaking into rooms, can we
Yes.
see this?
Probably trying to find something, that's for
Oh.
sure.
Yes, of course. It is technically open, but no one is currently there. You're more than welcome to. Yes.
Let's go sneak into Val's room. Steal his tech.
Sneak into whose room?
Val? You know, the guy we just obliterated? He had a room here.
He did have a room here.
Had.
Very much had, yes.
Oh, I just derped on the guy's name. I'm so sorry.
His name is Cal. Calvareve.
Cal! That makes more sense.
K-A-L.
I'm like, Val, as in Valen? What?
Are you guys are going with?
Yeah,
All right.
you bet.
Are you following Valen?
Oh no.
Away!
Only
Alright.
my baby came!
June stays behind to be like, all right, dude. And they kind of have a chit chat. Fortunately, you can move freely between these scenes, Kiara. So
I can't actually see Val. Can I see
Yeah.
anyone?
I only have my baby token.
Is everyone upstairs?
You only have your baby token, okay?
I left and came back.
There she is. Alright, Kiara's
Yes.
back.
Preferably don't move more than one token at a time because it will freak out.
My
no.
bad.
It's
I
okay.
don't see
That is-
Casey then.
You don't see that's fine. There is no Casey.
You don't need to see Casey.
Yeah, I'll put Casey back downstairs.
Hey!
Bye, Casey.
Casey decided on its own volition to go downstairs. Casey
Casey's back
decided on its own
upstairs.
volition to go back upstairs.
Knowing Kiara, I'll hold the door shut for a second. Make sure to look for traps before you enter.
Hey, it's my room.
Okay.
That's Valen's room.
Same person.
Oh god,
Wow.
Val, Cal.
I see how it is. Fine, I'll leave.
no. All right. His room wasn't on the same floor as your guys's, but it was relatively close by. And as you guys walk over
We're
to it, you
going
see
on
that the
assumption.
the door is closed, but it is not locked. You can tell from it that the entire nature of the door, the jam, everything is cracked somewhat, most likely from when he had to force his way in. So you guys are actually able to relatively easily open the door. Maybe it takes a little bit of a to get in there, but all the same, you get in there. And as you guys look around, you see it has the same layout. Kiara, it essentially has the same layout as your room. It is relatively tidy, though. There aren't books and mechanical bits and magical doodads everywhere. He wasn't really tinkering anything in here.
Does he have any treasure boxes? Because he was a loot finder.
If he did, they're not here. But there is, you can see a space next to his bed, where probably the one bag that the Jolly Beast found and removed from the premises, if you will. You do see another, one that he was most likely traveling with. And you notice, Kiara and Valen, as you guys are actually walking up to the room, there is a trail of a few gold pieces, like 8 at most. So you can presume that the door is ajar. The door is ajar, and the door is also a door. It is quite impressive. You can presume that he kept most of his valuables in this bag. That exploded, unfortunately. But there is a second.
Bag 2.
Through it.
Okay. As you begin to go through the second bag, Kiara, you just open it.
Traps. I just
Yeah.
told you to. He's just standing next to the door with his hands up. Never mind. It's fine.
I say he did say search for traps. Did you, or did you just walk over and grab it?
I will very quickly search for traps.
Okay, roll me to investigate.
Maybe not very carefully.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, correct.
Definitely not very carefully.
Not very carefully indeed. All right. As you begin to look around a bit, Kiara, you notice that there are no traps on this bag.
Okay.
It is a standard leather satchel that flips upward. Feeling around for it, this room is surprisingly empty of any, or the door specifically. There's no arcane traps or anything on it. If you're looking at the bag, there are, as mentioned, no traps. It's a seemingly pretty normal trap, actually. Bag, actually. Trap. Sorry.
Pipe checking the room.
Yeah. So the room is kind of boring, actually. It looks like he just intended to come in here, sleep, and then leave. He almost left nothing behind. Looking through this bag that was left behind, though, Kiara, you see a ration or two. Nothing really too crazy. If you want to nab those, you can probably add just 2 rations to your bag if you want. Poisoned, not sure. You don't know if you go that far.
I don't trust them. No thanks.
Fair enough. We'll leave them there. There is a small little pouch of gold. It's about 100 pieces. No more than that, though. No strange fixings or anything. You see a few of his tools in this bag. They aren't anything special. Nothing that sticks out to you necessarily.
I'll sell them for extra money.
Sure. Digging through the bag, you can tell this is his normal bag, his boring bag. There's a map, but it's mostly him just mapping out the area, and it's I will say, Urt, it is less detailed than yours.
Good.
You have actually substantially more information. His notes are more crude and a little more blunt and to the point, we'll say.
Does he have like a, I guess not a diary, but like a journal of past endeavors and future plans?
Not in this bag now. You get the feeling that his importance were left in the other bag that exploded. Probably as a final act of defiance of screw you guys.
That's just rude.
Fair enough.
Does
I mean,
this
that-
map have like anything that could allude to like the secret lair or something?
No. In fact, it looks like he was primarily looking around the different camps that you all went to. There are like 1 or 2 camps you guys did not go to. You can presume that they're probably still intact. They're the opposite direction of here, not necessarily too far away. He did map looking around a bit from, I'm trying to think where you guys entered the country from. I think you guys entered from the south. He would have entered from the north then, I believe. And moving about there, he was almost taking a straight shot to this location. Whatever information he would have had why he was trying to come here is unfortunately unclear. But you can tell that this was not Chabi, but this area was his intended find. And if he was looking for the pieces, then he was probably trying to get in the temple as well. Y'all just beat him to it.
Probably a good thing, because I guarantee they would have killed him inside. If they're as strong as Karth says is true.
Indeed. Yeah. Other than that, his room is strangely boring.
Just like my room.
I mean, yours has like a cob cultivation area.
Yes. He was very much coming.
Cobb's bed.
A cob cut.
Wait. Does Cobb have a bed?
Cobb, of course I made Cobb a tiny bed.
Please elaborate.
I mean,
It is a
it's
cob.
Should be like a little basket with some mini blankets in it, right?
pretty much, yeah.
That's adorable.
Like a cat bed or what?
Yeah,
I like that.
but for Cobb.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. I like that. +1 to relation with Cobb. You do care. Alrighty, other than that, there's not really too much to glean from this room, unfortunately. Also, yes, from what Kiara and Erin said, you guys can add 20 gold each if you're splitting it with Grun and Mr. Jelly.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and hawk his stuff.
Okay. Go sell whatever junk he has left.
Yeah, is there anything that I can keep as a trophy besides the
It probably
ruined
blew up.
centipede?
I'm trying to think. You guys did take the ruined centipede. You probably have a chunk of his armor if you wish to grab that. You can just take the bag if you want as a trophy.
It is chunk. Do you mean
it
the
is well
chunk that I
worn.
cut off, or
Yeah, so yeah,
It's a shitty trophy.
it's a shitty trophy, but you guys have a piece of his armor and you do have his centipede. So some
I
of
would
his
say
tech.
Keep the centipede or something.
Yeah.
Mounted on a plank. hang
Yes,
above
I-
your bed.
Yes, I'm thinking about doing that.
How would you label the centipede? What would it say?
Does it need to say something?
Doesn't need to,
No, it
but
doesn't
it
have
can.
to. The better question is, how are you going to pose it?
These are very good questions.
Actually, how big is it actually? Like, how long?
It is.
I've figured like 5 feet.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 feet long. And then in terms of like thickness, oh god, I'm trying to think of like a fruit or a something.
You could turn it into,
Watermelon?
like a shawl or something.
Not as big. It's centipedes are flat, so not really like a watermelon. But I guess it's like wide as one, yeah.
I can turn it to a shelf. I like that.
All right. Anything else you want to do before said long rest?
No.
Fair enough. Alrighty, and with that, you guys do indeed take your rest. Things seem to be situated and such. We'll say
Oh no.
yes, actually, that is fairly accurate. Maybe not quite as big, so scale it down like 20 or so %. But yeah, that's actually really accurate.
Oh my god.
It's big, yeah.
That's a big boy.
It's a very big boy.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
That's how big ancient insects used to be.
Hell yeah.
Oh, really?
And I get scared when one the size of my pinky shows up.
I know,
was
right?
That was basically back when the Earth had like a stupid high oxygen content.
So we
Like
just
we
had more
would-
oxygen,
we
we'd
would
be
also-
thicker.
I mean, if we still had that amount of oxygen in the air right now, we would be able to jump like twice as high, 3 times as high.
That's how giants
We
came
would
to
be a
exist.
lot. We would be a lot stronger as well.
Hell yeah.
Well, we like driving cars too much, so
Yeah, we would drive these.
No, you either run as fast as a car though, or you drive the centipede.
Or not.
Would you drive it or would you like skate on it?
skate on it.
We would
Okay.
probably skate on it.
Yeah.
I would like to go nowhere near that thing.
The best part is that thing lived in the time that bacteria did not exist yet that could decompose trees. So the entire Earth was just covered in like hundreds of layers of trees.
Oh dear god.
It was
That's
Interesting.
weird.
But not, yeah, that's why we got the coal.
Oh.
Science. Interesting.
No, it's dwarven knowledge.
Of course.
It's Sally in character, of course.
Shit.
Alrighty.
Valen, you should know this.
What?
You're a druid.
Shit. You're not wrong.
He's good with the plant side, sort of.
I don't know
Oh.
about that.
I will say one extra thing regarding the plant side, Valen. This is for you specifically. If
Oh, no.
you those magical beans I gave you, If you plant them using the water, the magical water that we're aware of, or in somewhere that you used your plant growth, I'll give you advantage on the roll, so that when you choose, you can choose between basically 2 of the effects. Because some of them are absolutely disastrous, but just keep in mind it needs to be in the same general area. So if you just throwing it out there because you guys can see what the beans do, one of those effects would literally destroy Chabi, so be very careful.
Yes.
And you guys can't stop it, so just throwing it out.
And another one would make us go to like a cloud, giant cloud. I
Wait,
think.
which one would destroy it?
It's weird as well.
It summons a 60-foot pyramid.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Is
So
that 60 foot wide or 60 foot high?
both, I think.
60-foot square base.
Yes. That's really big. So if you put that next to a building, goodbye building. And
You
building
could
next to it.
Make it expand next to Chabi and make it like a sight scene thing.
Yeah. So
But there's
technically,
a mummy lord in it.
there's a mummy lord in it, so that'd be I would say.
No, it's fine. We just keep it sealed. It's fine.
So any location where you cast that spell, you'd be able to use this, and I'll give you advantage, but only if both of those meet. So just throwing that out there in case you want to play with it. Totally up to you. And then as a reminder, you obviously still have the deck cards, and you guys should still have one die left for the Bone Boys. I believe Valen has that die.
Yeah.
Why do I have one still?
I don't know. Pretty sure he's Wolf.
I think so too.
You can roll it for shits and giggles if you want, or
I
just
definitely use both.
or just delete it.
Oh, wait, the die
that's,
sets. Never
that's
mind.
your dice set.
Never
there we
mind.
go. All good. Don't destroy that, please. Okay. But yes, you guys do indeed receive your long rest. As mentioned before, Karth is returned back to his original powerful self, and his key is active. So wherever you guys wish to go, whatever you want to do, let me know.
We were gonna go there.
Where is our countdown timer actually? Did you add
Oh,
that already?
oh. Thank you for saying that. Okay.
I think you updated it for the long rest already, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
So, if you guys go to... I think it's only under character? Yeah, so it's under actors. There's something that says party resources. It'll show how much inspiration we have and how many days until the Herald. And I can customize it. Click that. Click.
I
Click
don't
the top one,
see
party
that.
resources. Top one, party resources. There you go. Cool,
Oh,
right?
there it
Yeah.
is.
Oh God.
And that will be on
I
every
was
scene.
hoping it would be in the window though.
Well, you can pop it out. You can put it wherever you want.
Yeah, true.
So I'm going to put it in the
I
bottom
don't
left-hand
like
corner.
this. I don't like this.
Why not?
I don't like it.
I like it.
3 days scary.
Yeah, so I will keep that updated in-game. It will not change, and I'll keep inspiration and everything updated there. So, yay. Excellent.
We just need
My
to find
character didn't sign up for this.
the song that sets us back 2 days.
After your guys'
Hopefully
long
enough
rest, it is 6 p.m. As I mentioned, a warm breeze greets you. Where do we go? Where are we headed? What's the plan?
Like a light dinner before we leave.
Okay, fair enough.
Some delicious cooking before we go to our tombs.
Sounds good.
I sit there with Cobb thinking about my spell list.
Druin is already ready to meet you downstairs.
Kiara's downstairs. Sweet. I gotta
Yes,
get my baby.
meets me.
And say
Casey's downstairs.
he has all of his stuff. His great spear has been updated, so he now has a weapon. So he is all gravy.
I
You
don't
guys can
Casey.
see. That's fine. Case doesn't matter.
That's just
What?
rude.
It is rude. Here, don't move, Casey. Okay. God said, "Let there be Casey,"
And there was.
and there was, and it was good. Alrighty. Any particular requests, Kiara, for your light meal?
Oh man.
You're making this sound very dramatic.
I mean, we're gonna try to negotiate with a god, quote unquote.
Probably not a real god,
ghost.
but
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
He's more
I'm
like
gonna
a
help.
demigod.
I'm gonna help Charlie make food because I still feel bad about his hand.
Sure. Okay. You
I
seem
was
kind
gonna
of
do that.
I mean,
We
you
can
guys,
both do it.
y'all are more than welcome to.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. We'll say you guys meet Jolly and you see him not necessarily fumbling around the kitchen. He's just going a bit slower than you're used to seeing him, or as you have helped him many times before. And as you guys enter, he kind of like, oh, no, you don't have to, but without needing to say anything, you guys are fairly used to the menu here, and you guys get to work pretty quick. And he's all right. He relents pretty quickly as the two of you begin to help him kind of cook and get
I'm
things
not
figured
giving him a
out.
choice.
you basically just start working because you can tell what he's working on basically.
Where does Jolly keep his spices?
The spices are to the left. The spice rack.
Left.
Spices.
Actually,
how does he
actually-
keep his spices?
Fairly organized. They're on
does
like
he just have
a shelf.
big barrels of spices?
So he has barrels to keep like obviously the larger quantities, but he transfers them to like little cases, and he has the little cases mounted on the wall basically, and they're all alphabetized and whatnot.
Nice.
He's very well organized.
How's Doro's performance?
How's Dora's performance? You're asking how Dora's performance is?
Yeah, is he getting
I
better?
don't know.
Oh, we
Is that
rolled
pretty
the
good?
same thing.
Is
Whoa,
we rolled the
he's
same
getting
thing at the
better.
same time? Are you kidding me? All right, so not only Fate, but OG Doro says that's pretty damn good, Kiara.
I am very entertained.
As you should be. While they're cooking, do you and Drew talk about anything, or y'all just chill?
I feel like I would be talking to him, but I don't know about what.
That's fine. Okay, we'll say you do your chatting then. That's fine. While listening to Doro's wonderful music, and unless you guys want to RP with Jolly, we can say y'all just make a fairly nice but quick dinner for everybody before we head out.
I'm trying to find an item.
Do tell.
I'm not sure where it is now.
What are you looking for exactly? Do you know the name of it or what it does?
I put it in Discord.
Handy spice pouch.
Yes.
This belt pouch appears empty and has 10 charges. While holding the pouch, you can use an action to expend 1 charge. Speak the name of any non-magical food seasoning, such as salt, pepper, and whatnot. Remove a pinch. That's great. Pinch enough.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. What the hell
Which
is
would be
this?
really
That's awesome.
useful for Jolly.
Hell yeah, I like that.
As a thank you gift.
I love cute items
And
like
a
that.
get well better gift.
Awesome. Okay.
Basically, I was checking if he was missing any spices that he might be able to get with that pouch thingy.
I have it imported. Nope, I don't. That's fine. I was gonna throw it in his
I didn't see-
inventory
I
for
didn't
shits
see
and
it on the
giggles.
list.
Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal. I can grab it later. Not everything from Beyond imported over. Yeah, but yes, we'll say he does indeed have that now to assist him with the spicing and whatnot. And he thanks
Now,
you,
he
of
can
course.
easily get his hands on some more rare spices around here.
Indeed. X number of times per day, as one does. You actually notice that his spice collection is quite good. Much better than it was. His kitchen in general is way more stocked than it's ever been. When you guys were first here, it was basically not empty, but it was very, very barren. And he did the best with the ingredients he had, but now he actually has a good portion, a good chunk of ingredients. You guys actually haven't been in his in the abode for quite some time, and now that you're back, it's like, oh, good, all right, this is much better. Hell yeah.
I think it was also like a magical fridge or something, but
Yeah, basically the fridge is back here for keeping the animals, the meat and such. I have them all open because this I can find no meat, and then I close them, but I haven't updated this map in a while, so meat stock is full? Question mark. Mainly, it's just there's so many customers coming in and out that there's a steady influx from the folk that you hired to help. So, most excellent. I'll ask Urit and Valen, what did you help him make? What kind of food?
I guess I would help him with chopping up more of the tougher meats.
Excellent. And Valen, are you in the culinary arts, or were you just swinging by just to give him assistance?
He's a druid, he obviously has to do the vegetables.
About to say.
Okay.
Accidentally
Druid's
almost
not good
cuts
with
Cobb.
plants.
Cobb is watching as she just cut like corn apart.
And he's totally
I
cool with
wouldn't-
you. He's like, oh, this is
I
normal,
wouldn't
right?
make Cobb watch that.
Yeah, Cobb's somewhere else now. That's fine. Maybe Cobb stayed with Kiara while you guys were cooking.
Yep.
All right, Jolly prepares you guys' meal, and while not as extravagant as per usual, it's, quick dinner, as Kiara said. And you guys have a relatively quick show, along with Doro sort of playing his music, but he ends relatively early and actually comes up to you guys as Jolly goes to help another customer. And looking at you all, Doro says, so, how are things?
It's good.
A lot better than yesterday.
Yeah, you guys seem, well, that was your little foe is gone, Kiara. Congrats on that, I guess.
Couldn't have done it without your spells, as I showed a ring.
He smiles widely at that, kind of gives a quick bow. I assume you guys have all the pieces now. All 4?
Yep.
He
Don't suppose you want to come?
I think I'm gonna hold off, but
Okay, throw the shot.
tell me what it's like. I'm honestly interested. It's just, I've taken somewhat of a break, and if death awaits, I'd rather not, again.
Well, just so you know, death might still be awaiting no matter what.
I can come for you guys in, a day? Not that you'll need me to. I believe in you all.
Well, whether you live or die, make a good song of it.
Oh, of course. I might have been writing a song for all of you. Valen, less so. I'm still kind of working on it, but, well, do something really cool and I'll write a song about it. That's it.
I can't wait.
And he gives you all a quick smile, and there are actually some people that are like, oh, Doro, and he kind of walks over and says, hey, what's up? And he's still kind of playing his lute and doing as he does.
Is he wearing the clothes I made for him?
Yes, of course he is.
So he looks fantastic, right?
You bet your ass he looks fantastic. He's very clearly showing off the garb that you got for him as well. It looks great.
Aww.
He does a quick Suharto while Suharto's down here, and the table has a good laugh about it.
Oh my god.
All right, with our dinner eaten, it is relatively late, but all the same, we do know the way there.
Back to where it all began.
Oh, what are the chances of those black scarab things still being there?
I mean, we're a lot stronger now.
Yeah,
Yes.
the petrification boys that I don't know about at all.
We'll fill you in on the way. If you see any statues moving at you, run.
Fine, I'll go inside them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, can you do that?
I don't know. They're made of stone.
Does it have to be natural stone or something?
What?
A stone object or surface.
Oh god.
Oh my god. You can just hide inside the living
You can
statue.
hide inside a living statue. That's weird. Huh.
I mean, you could
Noted.
probably also
Did you
decrease
guys
them
Become
or
a
something.
statue.
Could you go into Golem and just follow it around?
Probably.
Oh, weird. I like that. All right, no.
Could you also
I love
cast
this
like
spell.
counter curse on it or something? Make it no longer a statue?
Not sure. I know a lot of them have. A lot of them do have an ability, if you want to call it that, that says susceptible to spells of that nature. Some of them don't have that. So the ones that do have that ability, I don't want to call it ability. It's a weakness. But yes, those that have that weakness probably just kind of kaput when you tell them, "Hey, stop."
Just tell them no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, we could have been saving them this entire time.
All right. As of current, I probably have that map hiding somewhere, but it's been so long since we've been there, I don't know exactly where it is. But all the same, it's all good. I'll just.
me.
I know, right? Let me just return you guys to the entrance of Chabi. Read it anyway. Oh god. Okay, stacked.
Still
Weird.
deciding on spells.
Yes. Okay. So we will not head out exactly until you have your spells chosen. But we can roleplay all the shit and whatnot there. I guess we can say, are you guys choosing to go there quickly, or?
I mean, I don't want to be there. Well, we'll be there a while. I guess.
I mean, we've probably been that way a few times before,
You
so
have, yeah.
we know our way around. We could probably do like a forced march at least.
I'm just wondering how dangerous it is to travel at night.
Haven't
'Cause,
we
I
done
mean,
it before?
but at least in the daytime we can see dust clouds, right?
It's definitely harder to see at night. The only natural light would be the stars and the moon. And any encampments that would be off in the distance, but of course, it was be drawing attention to themselves. So.
Whatever pace you guys want to set, that's fine.
Okay. I'd say if we're going quickly, we'll say Erd is leading the way, and I'll just say Kiara and Valen roll me perception, but disadvantage because it is dark and we are going quickly.
Perception?
Yes. And I'll say Erd in general with your map because you've been doing such good upkeep on it. We'll say you guys will get there. You literally can't get lost because of your map. You're good. Okay. Oh, gotta roll another one. Less okay. All right. Alrighty. We trek out into the desert. The warmth of the sun has died down a bit, but there's still a nice breeze. We're somewhat used to the desert by now. Of course, Druin is joining, but it is indeed just the four of you. Of course, Cobb is hanging on Valen's side satchel, and Casey's riding on you, Kiara. You said that you're still holding on to the scroll, so he's in your backpack, right, Kiara?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you guys begin to move about, you begin your travels fairly quick. But as you mentioned, traveling at night can be somewhat dangerous. So there's a few moments where you have to sort of pause and get your bearings. There are a few desert beasties you think you see. Looking over the various dunes and such and the waves of sand, you see movement that you don't believe is just the wind pushing the sand. Almost as if there's some creature laying on the sand, blanketing itself, trying to hide. But fortunately, you guys are able to move around it. In the distance, you do see various creatures hunting and such. But as I mentioned, because you guys are so used to this path, you're able to take it at a relatively good speed. We'll say in general, the only downside to this not amazing perception check, but just fine perception check, is that it takes you guys a little bit longer to get there. Maybe you guys don't notice certain threats
Kiara keeps tripping.
too far ahead of time, and we'll say maybe it causes you guys to be a little extra cautious and pause too frequently. Maybe Valen thinks he sees something, Kiara thinks she sees something, and you guys all have to stop for a second.
I'm a little distracted because I can't believe he's dead.
Yeah, also that, definitely that. Your brain is swimming with possibilities and such. It's hard to believe that he's actually gone, and maybe it's actually hard to believe. He's not dead. Maybe he's still out there, but no. Eventually, we do get there, though. Later than probably we anticipated, but all the same, we do get there. Go ahead and subtract one ration each, please. We'll say it's not midnight, but it's damn close to it. And looking forward, you guys see the dusty, somewhat covered stone path that is lined with massive stone pillars that seemingly, while have aged somewhat, we mentioned before that they had a magic in them to almost not necessarily prevent their age, but to drastically slow it. We know this general section of the desert is quite ancient. No one has seen Chikai Rukal in quite some time. And as mentioned before, he is indeed seen as somewhat of a god amongst the Yuan-Ti. Looking about, you don't necessarily see any predators. Maybe you do initially, but they're smaller creatures and they see your rather large group of 4 people and scatter off into the distance. Looking around a bit, you think you see 1 or 2 creatures standing atop the ginormous cliff, looking downwards directly above the door to this temple. You see a creature or 2 watching the 4 of you. What do you all do?
What kind of creature is it?
Difficult to see. It is dark. It is almost midnight. You can't see Druin, Casey, or anybody? That's awkward.
Try reloading. I was wondering why it was so empty here, but
Odd.
Okay, so is it like a watcher or like a guard?
difficult to tell. Something is watching you guys, though. It is not Yuan-Ti, though. It is slimmer. It does have 4 limbs, so it's not a snake. It's not one of those little creepy crawlies that you guys have been fighting.
Let's say it's not a Kuthric.
It doesn't seem to be Kruthric.
Is it floating?
It's not floating.
What was that other creature that we met here the first time? The one that pulled our rogue underground?
You feel it might be that, Kiara? Do you guys do anything in response to this creature watching you, or do you just let it watch?
I mean, I'll pull out the scroll.
I mean, is it just watching us, or?
Just watching. You pull out the scroll, and your boy reveals himself. As he does. And as I mentioned before, his ghostly nature is almost entirely faded. He's still somewhat see-through, but almost all of his power has returned. He stretches a bit and turns to look at you, Kiara. Says, good evening.
Good evening.
And looking around, he sees the entrance to the temple, and you can almost hear him smile. And he turns back to you all and says, well, that didn't take too long now, did it? We're going straight in?
Preferably.
Looking over each of you, Karth dons a very serious face and says, I assume you all know what this means. What precisely we're doing.
We're attempting to have a conversation with your god.
He nods. This is a great honor amongst my people. Only those that lived in the past were able to even gaze upon the visage of our god. I expect you all to be at your best behavior and as respectful as you can be.
That is the plan.
Have we ever been disrespectful?
He nods that and turns.
I mean, we've been disrespectful to him.
Maybe a little bit.
Though he does deserve it.
Sometimes.
Very true.
He was kind of a turd when you guys met him.
Kind of.
To be fair. You all move up to the door, the massive, massive stone door. And you can see the inscription in which you would insert the scroll as if it were a key. And you hold that key in your hands, Kiara.
I'll glance around for traps and then insert it.
All right. You notice no traps. Inserting the key, it enters with a very satisfying click. It almost feels magnetic in nature, as if the key is pulled to this location.
Oh, the tinker in me likes it.
And you don't even need to turn it. You can feel Karth turning it. And there's something else. It isn't just a simple triangular key that fits into this slot. It fits in and then clicks, and you can almost hear some other mechanical device behind it working, and you can hear ticking and turning and shifting of stone. Something very intricate and magical is at play in this door. It was never as simple
I'm getting excited.
as 2 large doors. As it clicks again, the scroll comes loose and doesn't fall to the floor. It just actually floats there in front of you, Kiara.
Oh, so I don't need to touch it?
You don't have to, but you can carry him if you
Sweet.
want. You pick him back up, or
I mean, yeah, I'll pick him up.
you actually go to, and he sort of floats off to the side, and as he does, the doors slowly, as they slide open. And moving into his territory, the scroll slides backwards just beyond into the threshold. You see Karth solidify once again, and he actually solidifies around the scroll, holding it. And he nods to you, Karen, and says, I can transport myself going forward.
All right.
We are, after all, in, he smiles, my domain.
So, what's the plan?
Are you asking him or everybody else?
Him. Are we going to be attacked by any random guards?
As long as you're respectful, and you have me as your guide, no, you shall be safe. Keep in mind, this is not a temple such as the other riffraff. You will not touch or take anything, as it does not belong to you.
What about your deal with what's-his-face?
Does what's his
Salil?
face?
Well, was it Salil?
We will find something to appease him.
All right.
I'll put it this way. If you are to take something, well, more clearly, you are not to take anything. If you are to receive anything, it shall be given to you willingly. Yeah?
How was anyone else inside supposed to know it was given willingly?
You'll know.
Okay.
He nods at that, and he begins to enter. And as he does, go and switch maps of this over here.
Make sure to touch everything.
All right.
You know
It
the rules. If you
is-
lick it, it's yours.
It is relatively dark as you begin to descend a rather wide set of stairs. You head forward, and you head forward. And as you do, you notice that this is a much, much larger entrance as compared to the other temples that you've been to. You can hear a thrum vibrating through the walls. As you all begin to step forward, it's possible not to see, but you see a massive insignia on the floor, just up ahead of you. And beyond that, you see a massive archway with the face of what you can presume to be their god in stone above the archway. For reference, none of the bone is here.
I was gonna say.
All the various
Oh.
bones are not here. Yes, there are no bones.
Okay.
This is the Chinese kind. It's all bread.
All right, Cobb, time to go in the bottle.
All right, and you see Karth leading you all. And as he moves around, Kiara, you actually notice he is the same size as you. If anything, he is larger. His spiritual form was quite small, but it seems the Karth you guys are now looking at is presumably the original Karth.
All right.
Very proudly, he begins to walk forward, and as he points to the archway up ahead, he says, "Beyond that way is the empire of our god."
Wow.
As I mentioned, you will all be careful, respectful, as you have been, but, well, you're in for quite a treat. And you begin to head forward, nothing stopping you. Your steps echoing through the halls. It is surprisingly not musty in here at all, actually. There seems to be a power thrumming and hanging in the air. The atmosphere feels heavy, but not with dread, just with power. With something maybe you felt before, but slightly different. You can't necessarily put your finger on it, but all the same, it is indeed there. You can hear the excitement in Karth's voice as he begins to walk around. Droon is trying his absolute best. There's not really much to touch currently. It is just stone walls and stone walls. The bas-relief sculptures that you saw before in the other temple are here as well, except they are different. They are larger, as if a larger being or a more skilled group of folk were to carve them. Some of these carvings are up to 50 or so feet tall. These ceilings, as you guys go down and down and down and down and down, it takes maybe 5-10 minutes to that first set of stairs going down took maybe 5 or 10 minutes to go down, to open up into this area. And you notice it just keeps going. It's going further and further. The light coming through isn't real light, or you're not really sure what sort of magic would be causing this, but it looks like natural light. You guys know it is indeed nighttime outside, so this of course cannot be real light. And as you continue to descend, passing through the massive archway, what meets you beyond almost defies expectation from what we have seen before. You see a city, an underground city, and in the center is what to them would be a castle and place of worship. It is ginormous, easily fitting and housing thousands. And around, carved into the various walls, you see other temples and various places. And I'm not sure entirely what their use is, but looking around, you can tell that possibly over 10,000 beings could have lived here at one time if they wished. The steps continue to descend for quite some time, maybe 100, 200 steps going down. The Underground Lizard Society, oh god.
Oh no.
Hollow Earth, it's true. But looking up, you actually notice that there is no ceiling. There must be some magical incantation of some variety to make it look as if there is indeed a night sky that mimics our own. And Droon is just like, oh, looking around, just like, you can tell he wants to touch things and just like experience, but he's doing his best to not. He's like vibrating with excitement.
I mean, I kind of am too.
Karth turns to all of you as you look down upon this city of the Rukals. He nods to you and says, "This is the Rukal Kingdom. As I'm sure you could have guessed, one could not simply enter and take and pilfer." And as he says that, you see that same ghostly image you were met with before. As you sort of squint and look, you can see outlines of citizens moving about this city. They flicker in and out of existence. The air down here is surprisingly cool and crisp to breathe in, contrary to how deep below it is and how musky it probably should be. These citizens do not see you. You're not sure if this is an echo of the past or if they are actually there. As I mentioned, they are flickering in and out. But there are indeed thousands of them. Most armed. And as he looks to each of you, he says, "Well, my god will be in," as he points to the very obvious building in the center, "there, in the heart of the necropolis. If you are all ready, we can meet with Shakai Rukal."
My ears are back, my tails are kind of droopy, but I say I'm ready anyway.
He looks to the other two of you.
That's what we came here to
Druid
do.
is currently taking it all in, basically.
There's a lot. There's a lot to take in.
It's not so that he's like surprised by it, but he's impressed by it.
The
It's definitely impressive.
It reminds him of his hometown, basically, except on a more grand scale. But yeah.
Yeah, it has not aged. It looks as if something or someone has been keeping up with this, but judging by the other temples, this is not necessarily surprising. And as you descend the steps...
Well, we know it was the master of the clans that kept their temples in good shape, right?
Yes.
So, hint, hint. Scary!
And as you begin to descend the steps, which are quite wide, maybe 50 or so feet wide, each step is thorough and has intent. They're all perfectly measured. Maybe a little large for you, Kiara, just slightly under it. But all the same, you guys can descend. And as you begin to go down, you actually see spectral images of Yuan-Ti guard summoned to your left and to your right. They do not draw their weapons. They merely nod to you. And you can see through the ages, almost if going back in time, their armor, their scales, their look in general changes as we descend and go deeper and deeper into this temple. You can see Druin is as excited as you, Kiara. His general feline features are betraying his maybe attempt at calm. Oops. As we all move forward,
You know what? I'm gonna call out Drac to
you
have him walk beside me. Just have like, have you ever been here?
as you call upon Drac, he appears next to you, and you actually notice, Valen, that Karat has been floating behind you.
Oh, should I whip out my ladies?
Do you wish to?
Okay, well, as soon as I see Drac appear, I'll be like, oh yeah, and then I'll reach into my backpack for the chessboard.
Okay.
Ladies, would you like to meet Shakai Rukal?
They don't respond immediately, but you can feel a stirring. Drac begins to look around Urit, and you can tell he's not familiar with this place. I've heard rumors, but this is glorious. In all my
Quite grand.
days.
Quite grand indeed.
Oh, indeed it is. Nothing like my temple. And he's just taking it all in, and you can see Krod behind you, Valen, sort of stroking his beak, nodding of like, quite impressive. And as you think that, Kiara, 1 second. Oh god, what was the last name?
I don't know.
Iltesh or something?
Yes, I think they were able to.
Damn, demons, your memory's good.
I mean, it might be one of the other ones. You can check Chabi there at the bottom there, but...
They're on the bottom there. Give me a second. Yeah, that'll be easier to copy paste them from there. Oh, Duthok.
It's Duthak.
I think Iltesh was your guy, actually.
Is it my guy?
I think so. I think it was Drakeltesh. I could be wrong. All right.
Yeah, I think it is Drakeltesh.
Well,
They maybe did not want to initially reveal themselves, Kiara, and you actually feel them essentially say no. But as you kind of go, oh, all right, whatever, they actually sort of appear behind you, smaller, and then Drew can kind of see them. He's looking at them, and they're like, shh. So,
so hang on. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I stick it back in the back, and they just kind of float out behind me, so I don't see them.
They float out perfectly behind your head, yeah, like above your tails.
Are they like little teeny, like conscious size, like demon angels? They're
about as large as a chess piece each, yeah.
Okay.
And they are floating behind you, Kiara, as they look around. You guys hit the bottom of the steps, and you can see this temple is quite large. There's no doors. It's just a massive opening. And upon reaching down here, the lights hit the walls and hit the inside of this temple just the right way, and you begin to see gold gleaming. And you notice the entirety of this necropolis is actually, not all of it, but most of it is plated in gold. Which is unsurprising, as that is indeed what you heard. And looking up ahead...
Such a waste of resources, too.
We found the secret city of gold.
As you begin to look up ahead, you actually do see a rather large greeting area. There are tables and such where people would meet, and seeing flickering remnants of the past, you do indeed see some Yuanti and 1 or 2 other races in discussion, but that flickers into the past. And then looking up ahead, you actually do indeed see a door. It is maybe 15 feet or so in height, and is quite ornate and ostentatious, if you will. Parth walks up the door and goes to place his hand on it, looking to all of you, and says, "Well, are we all ready?
Yes.
Expect you to be on your best behavior." He looks to all the floating spirits, and they know better. And he looks like...
went a bit roboty for me there.
Oh, I went roboty? Am I fine now?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I
Not
can
sure
still
it's just
understand
me.
you, but you did sound funny.
Okay, strange.
Robo boy.
Robo. He looks beyond you, Kiara, when he says something, and you're like, "Who's standing behind me? What?" And maybe you look around, but they're like glued to the back of your head. So as you turn, they're like moving perfectly with your head.
Yes.
So you can't see the 3 of them floating behind you. As you turn, Droon sort of stifles a laugh and straightens himself. As Karth is kind of looking to Droon of like, you haven't been with you and Valen haven't been with us quite as long, and Droon doesn't have I guess a companion with him. So it's like, you're on your best behavior.
He has a companion in him. His
And-
best
Well,
friend.
had.
We push
I
forward.
mean, his best friend is still with him in his heart, right?
Indeed, always.
And in his hand, currently.
And as we push forward, he pushes his hand on the door. It gives way, and up ahead, you can see, maybe defying the actual space around it. This temple. This room might be too large on the inside. It's difficult to tell, but you feel sort of a thrum of magic exit this room, and across the top of another set of stairs, you see a figure sitting. He's tinkering with something. The man is very, very difficult to miss, as he is the only figure in this room. He doesn't necessarily pay you any mind, as he's fiddling with something in front of him. Some magical orb. He sort of swirls it in his hand for a moment, and then essentially sends it away. You notice to his left and to his right are many magical contraptions. Some strange orbs that are spinning with rings around them and rings around those rings, and various piles of gold and tables and things full of magical trinkets. A lot of this tiara looks to
My ears
be...
prick in interest.
He looks to be a tinkerer of the magical arts.
Oh my god.
And he sort of pauses for a moment as he swirls one of those magic balls down, and he slowly turns to all of you. He looks to each of you as Parth takes the lead, and then motions for the rest of you to stand behind him. He bows and motions for the rest of you to do the same.
I will bow.
Bow.
And Casey will bow.
All right, it's very cute and very small, but all the same,
Cobb will bow.
it is indeed a bow. Cobb just doing his best.
I believe in you, Cobb. You can do it.
Wait. Cobb would bend over and then fall, right?
Probably.
Wow, rude. I mean, he's floating, so he's whatever he's doing, he's trying his best. You notice
You might roll
the...
again.
Huh?
You're
Roll
back again.
Oh, our internet freaked out.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, now you're fine.
It's in the red. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, OBS dropped the red for some reason. That's weird.
Good old internet problems.
He looks to each of you and stands. This figure plated in purple and gold. He's tall, stands with confidence, and he gives Hearth a quick nod as to say you can cease your bowing.
Where are his lizard features?
Hmm?
Where are his lizard features?
I
You
was
cannot see
actually
them.
about to whisper to Kiara. I thought he was Yanti.
He seems to be entirely a man, from what you can tell.
I did too.
Hearth turns to you and like, shh. He says, I have brought new worshippers to you, my Lord God. And looking down at each of you, he says nothing. But Shikai recall his gaze bounces from Karth to Droon to Urit to Kiara to Valen. Maybe he looks over Cobb, you can't really tell. But he's looking past each of you. He looks at the 5 spirits that you guys have brought with you, and they are still bowed. And you can hear him say, his voice seemingly filling this entire room as he speaks. Says,
Oh, by the way, is he speaking in English or Yuan-Ti?
Parth?
Comment, I mean. The both of them.
Common English, same thing.
Karth was speaking in Yuan-Ti.
Okay.
Fortunately, all of you can understand what they're saying.
You're right. My Yuan-Ti is like almost 70%.
Droon is so you're getting there, Kiara, but you feel something extra. You can understand it more than you normally could.
Oh my.
You're not really sure what it is exactly, because obviously they're not helping you. But there's definitely something there. Droon seems a bit lost as his linguistic skills are not exactly up to par. But Shikai recall looks down to each of you. Says, at ease. What do you come here for, Goth, Rukal, and the 4 of you?
We are seeking wisdom on past issues, my lord Shikai recall.
He takes a step forward. Says, speak plainly in my court.
The Great Destroyer has found a way to revive himself. We want to put him back to sleep.
He looks to Karth. Then this is true. What you have showed me. Karth nods. And he looks to each of you. I have seen. What exactly has happened?
Something or someone has found a way to mess with someone's mind, breaking one of the seals to feed him the power, is my assumption. Is our assumption.
Yeah, the power got redirected somewhere else, and we kind of want to keep it there, but we need to fix the mistake that got made.
His eyes narrow at that as he looks through each of you. He looks a little frustrated, actually, as you can tell. Basically, after you mentioned that something got diverted and this creature, this thing that he sealed away, is back. And he looks to Garth. Do they speak the truth? They do, my lord. Yes, of course. We would not lie to you. And of course, we offer our apologies, our sincerest sorries that we are bothering you with such trifling, pointless matters. Of course, in the past, we were able to... And he's like, silence, cease. This is problematic. I am busy with other things, currently. He looks about, and you can see this almost looks like a planetarium. This spinning orb with rings and orbs around it. He sort of waves his hand to it. You can see various lines begin to flow through it, and the room begins to fill with magic and light. You see his eyes sort of zipping about it, and from a distance, you notice a glimmer, flecks of gold in his eyes, as he begins to look around. And he pauses, waves his hand at it again, looks to each of you. Someone has done something they should not have done. Touched something that should not be touched. He's looking to the four of you, and Karth almost kind of takes a step back for a second. You guys can feel intense disappointment. Maybe not to you, but in general. And he breathes in for a moment and says, and you have come to me with this matter, for what? You want me to fix a problem caused by you and your people?
No, you are free to continue resting in peace. We just wanted advice. Perhaps a history lesson on what you did the first time. And
Or a way
maybe
to find
any...
the person that did it.
Yeah, and any possible candidates that would have wanted him back and the power to do so.
If it has happened once, it can happen again.
He nods at that.
And well, at that point, it would be your problem again, I assume.
He looks to you, you're not really sure how he feels about that statement.
I mean, for now, we are content to handle this ourselves. Like I said, we just want advice.
Kiara, this is not something you can handle yourself. This is something that I had to do with my power and knowledge. Something like this, to be undone, requires immense power and magic. It is not something you simply reverse. What have you done in the meantime? What have you seen?
I'll take a step forward.
Understand the question?
And I'll present the scroll with like the sign of the rune that was carved to break the seal.
Okay. He looks at that, and he sort of nods slowly. And
I'll
you
like
see his...
offer it half to Cart so he can bring it over if he needs to. But
Yeah, he hands it to Karth, and Karth takes it. He doesn't get too close, but he takes a step forward and bows and presents it to Shagai. And he takes one step, pauses, down.
we know it is this, well, rune that broke the seal.
His eyes narrow while looking at it. That is something that should not be known.
It has a funny way of being forgotten once it's seen.
As is its design. Purit, I recommend you destroy that scroll. Any drawings of this should be burned to ash.
As you will.
Commit it to your mind if you will, but do not write it down. If you are trustworthy, you may remember. If not, it shall be removed. And he looks at each of you and sort of nods. Well, as he's been speaking and you guys have been looking at him, you're noticing something very particular. He doesn't seem to be like the other Yuan-Ti. As mentioned before, he has no snake-like features. He has no lizard-like features. No scales, no anything. He looks very different from the rest. The way he holds himself, the way he's moving about. He is very much not like the others. There's intense pressure in this room. At everything he says, everything he touches. And you notice that he's not dead or a spirit. He was not buried here. This is not a tomb. He's still living.
Oh dear God.
It's a kingdom.
He might actually be a god in that case.
Potentially. Doesn't explain why he changed though.
You seem to think for but a moment.
Can I actually think at Druk? Has he always looked like that?
As you think this, you can feel Druck answer just with a quick yeah, like 100%, yeah. He has not changed. Valen, you sort of get the same feeling of none of these spirits seem to be surprised at the way he looks. Very much as if they are seeing something they have seen many times before. So no one seems to be surprised. Durin is just remaining entirely silent because he cannot really understand what's going on here. As he begins to look at each of you, he descends the steps. Karth quickly takes a step back forward, descends further, and Karth sort of moves off to the side, like, okay, what are we doing? And he walks over to your group, looking at each of you. There is a reason I sealed myself away here. Something more pressing. A more important threat. To turn my eyes away would be folly. Looking to...
I'll look over at the planetarium. Something to do with those stars that are gone.
He raises his eyebrows a bit while looking into Urt and says, indeed. Something much worse than this threat that currently ails us. But, all the same, Tunil is my home. This planet is our home, and needs protection. Hopefully, if the four of you are worthy, you can help. And as he points to space, essentially, you see stars and lights swirling. Then he pauses for a moment and turns back to your group. He looks at Druin for a little too long. Druin kind of doesn't normally shy away from people, but he kind of like, what are you looking at me for? And he just bows again. And Chikai keeps looking at me, he's bowing. He's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, okay, yeah, sure. You see Druin kind of flinch for a moment. Not as if in fear, but almost as if in unexpected pain. Chikai narrows his eyes for a second, and looks back to the rest of you. Says, there is a possibility that a champion, a herald of this beast, the devourer, as you call it, has arisen. Something awakened, something or another force that wishes for it to come back. An agent of entropy, of chaos. For you to come so far, somewhat impressive, I might say. He looks to Karth. Are they worthy of joining our ranks? But of course, Master. Of course. They are some of the strongest warriors I've ever seen. They will do best. Enough. I have seen Karth. I have seen them fight. I have always been watching. And Karth goes, yes, of course. And looking to the four of you, you see him hold his hand out, and a light presents itself. And looking to each of you, with intent, says, Do the four of you think you are worthy to receive my gift?
I have no idea.
I'll look over the other guys. Well, there's only one way to find out, I guess.
Yes, I suppose so.
He nods slowly at that. Then bear witness to the truth of the cosmos. And he waves his hands at the four of you. Time freezes for a moment. Everything feels slow. The light begins to fade around each of you. And darkness engulfs you. You can no longer feel anything. Your surroundings, it all begins to fade. As it does, the room enveloped in darkness, your sight taken from you momentarily. Three of you are put somewhere else,
What about poor Droon?
and we will four of you. Sorry, yes, him as well, but I am him, so I know that. We'll begin with Valen, and you are alone, Valen, alone in darkness, and after a moment, everything makes sense from here. Maybe you were walking, you were going somewhere, you were meaning to meet with someone, you're not entirely sure, but your surroundings for some reason do make sense. Almost like waking from a dream, falling into a dream, regardless, things line up. And you're walking, and you pause for a moment, and you hear a voice behind you. And it's the voice of your master.
I will turn around and look.
She looks somewhat disappointed as she's looking at you. The area around her begins to fill in with wilderness and nature. You feel the cool breeze shift and push throughout the leaves, trees. You hear them rustle. You hear nature around you. She's petting a wolf as she looks down at it, kind of nods to it and walks away. And she looks over to you, Valen, and says, so this is what's become of you. What is your goal?
What do you mean?
What is your goal, Valen?
Just want to help people.
Why? What do you get out of it?
I mean, nothing. You helped me. You didn't really get anything out of helping me.
Did I?
It's just to be nice.
How do you know? How do you know I wasn't using you in some way, Val?
I don't. I just assume that you did it out of the kindness of your heart.
She laughs at me. I see. And do you tell yourself that? You came all the way to this island, this desert, this shithole. For what? To help someone? Based off of a rumor?
To help many people.
Something feels slightly off with her next words, Valen. And she says, do you want people to like you that badly, Valen? Do you seek validation that badly?
You're not my master. I don't know who you are, but you're not her.
And she smiles a bit. And what makes you say that?
She knows that I don't do it for validation.
And do you know that, Valen? Do you truly help people just to help people? And for
Yes.
no other reason?
Yep.
She slowly nods to that. And then you see her vision, your vision of her face. And you're greeted with darkness again. And then Kiara. The same sensation envelops you. You're surrounded in darkness. And you look around and you can feel something is there and you reach out for it. You don't see it. You don't hear it. And then, echoing in the distance, it greets you. A laugh. A familiar laugh. It gets louder and louder
Is it evil or happy?
and louder. Oh, it's happy. Real happy. But it's not a laugh that you necessarily want to hear. And you see the back of this person laughing, standing over a small figure of a boy. He is just... And you see him raise his hammer. You see him bring it down. And you see the small figure twitch. You see him do it again. You hear the crunching, the cracking of bones.
I shriek and dash forward.
Your shriek is met with nothing. It's almost hurts to scream this hard and feel and hear nothing. You go to dash, but it feels as if you're moving through this thick, gelatinous air. Your feet meet nothing. You go to kick off and you begin to float. He swings his hammer down again, and the figure just twitches. A blast of magic strikes this small figure. You see it twitch. You begin to see smoke rise from it. And you hear a small, pained whimper of a child. And you hear him laugh again.
Oh, God.
He turns to you, smiling. Just complete madness enveloping his face. He's both looking at you, Kiara, and looking through you. And as he steps closer, you see his cowl, the hood that he wears. The shadows here, the light is intense. It covers his face, it uncovers his face, covers his face, uncovers his face, as he gets within inches of your own. The hood falls away as the shadows shift, and instead you see your own face for a moment. Your face completely enveloped in anger and rage. And you can feel, Kiara, that you are making this face and you're looking into a mirror. And you look in front of you and it's not Callie. It is literally a mirror standing in front of you. You recognize his hate in your eyes. You hear a whisper in your ear. Is this all you are? Is this what you're going to become?
It's what I was.
Was to stop you from going down this road further. Hate, for over 100 years, does not die so easily.
No, but my fate never was that strong after a while. I think of my baby Casey.
Okay.
There's a lot of love in that.
As you do, the figure in front of you, this reflection, grows uglier, Kiara. Your eyes look manic, but you no longer feel your face making this expression. You feel the figure step forward, almost coming out of the mirror, and it now is no longer contained to this glass reflection. And she quickly whips a hand out to grab you by the throat. She begins to choke you.
I struggle to get the hand off.
All right, you begin to try to pull the hand from your throat, but it's squeezing tighter and tighter. And you hear the voice again. It says, "He's gone, little Kiruru. You'll never get him back. I may be dead, but I ain't ever gonna leave you."
I don't care. And I kick. He's never left me either. As long as I live and breathe, he will never die.
And as you say that, you see the face in front of you is no longer you. It is Cal. And you blink, and it's gone. The figure choking you is gone. You notice that it's actually your own hand around your throat.
I'm still struggling. Real confused.
I assume you let go.
Okay.
It's literally your own hand.
Oh, it's my own hand.
It literally
Okay.
your hand. Yeah.
Then yes,
Okay.
I let go.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. You let go of no, right. You let go of your own throat, and you.
That Kiara learned something about herself.
Did I?
You pause for a moment, feeling clear, and behind you hear footstep. Another footstep.
Spin around.
There's a faded light coming from somewhere on the ceiling, and it illuminates a foot stepping forward. And you see the armor of cavalry. So your vision too fades. Darkness. Burrit. The same sensation envelops you as you look around and try to find your footing. You find yourself somewhere familiar in the mines. Home. You know you've returned. And as you look around, you see ghosts of ancient friends and foes past, walking to your left and to your right, further and further away. Paying you no mind. Your weapon is not with you. You have your small war pick and your standard shield. And as you begin to look around, you think you hear the voices of your ancestors. That they feel somewhat mocking. And looking around
Show yourself.
and waiting, you see a figure. The figure shrouded in shadows. Maybe someone from your past, your future, it's hard to tell. They speak out to you for it. Sort of motion. This underground chasm we find ourselves. And says, "Oh, well, Urit, how are things?"
A bit confusing at the moment, but alright, I guess.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, I could have sworn I was somewhere else, but daydreaming, whatever.
Of course. Get back here with your family, where you belong. Where you'll stay forever with us, as is your duty.
My duty is my own.
You would forsake your family so easily.
Is forsaking your family. I am finding my own way in the family. It's always been the way in the family. And who are you to say that I'm forsaking my family?
Risking your life. For what reason, Urit? We've seen you almost die multiple times. And why? For what purpose? What greater cause?
Is there no greater cause than protecting those you care for?
You almost see in the back of your mind vision of Kiara, Valen, Doro, Grun, and various others from the city of Chabi. And this figure motions to them and says, These people you've only just met, you'd risk your life for them. For what reason?
Because that's what I do.
You can't see it. You can feel them narrowing their eyes at you. You have a martyr complex, Urit. Do you want to die? Do you want to die a hero? So that we worship you and praise you, erect a statue of you, Urit. Is that what you want? Urit the hero died protecting his friends.
Urit will just laugh at that. Die a hero, please. My family name carries a lot of weight with it, yes. But I don't care for heroisms.
Run away.
Yeah.
The figure nods at that.
If you know
Urrit.
me, if you know my family, you would know that the most important thing in life is proving who you yourself are. That is what it is to be a stonebreaker.
As you say that, Urrit, you feel a hand on your shoulder. Another hand on your shoulder. And another. As you turn to look at it, it's not physical, it's ghostly. And looking back, or maybe not, I don't know if you turn around or not, but you can feel the presence of your ancestors, your true ancestors, approving. And you can feel that they are with you, and they will always be with you. And this figure in front of you laughs. Stonebreaker, is it? Well, and you hear a crack, and another crack, and you begin to hear and see the ceiling cave in around you. And this figure takes a step back and a step back as you see stones begin to crash through them and just laughing, echoing. And the whole room around you begins to collapse, and you realize that you almost have nowhere to run. What do you do?
I do what I do best. I go big.
All right, you attempt to, but something is stopping you from doing so. You're not entirely sure what it is, but maybe it's difficult to focus, but it's not there. Whatever it is, it's not there. You don't know why. Slowly, you're being surrounded by stone and by rock. As you begin to look around, you see that there's almost nowhere to go, and you're almost up to your knees.
Time to get to work then, and I'll just start digging a hole around me.
All right,
Somewhere to hide into for a second.
you dig, and you dig. But you feel the faster you dig, or the more stone and rock falls around you. You're finding it harder and harder to breathe as the air is thick with dust. You can feel it coating the inside of your mouth. It's all just mud. Your spit is thick. Your nose is full of it. It's harder and harder to breathe, and you find it hard not to hack up this earth, this dirt. You begin to feel your armor pushing in on you, maybe cracking and breaking a bone or two, almost as if all of the weight of the earth is falling upon you. What is Urt currently thinking of doing besides digging?
Keep moving forward.
All right. You don't stop. You can't physically move your body as you are held down by the stone, but you don't stop, Urt, because that's not what you do. No matter how bad things look, you do not stop. And while you're being slowly buried alive, you focus on this. There's a way to get out. There's a way to get out. Just keep digging. Keep going. You feel your bones break.
I'll think back on the legacy of how my family came to be.
Excellent.
Breaking a hole through a massive wall that was never breached before.
Hell yeah. And as you do that, you remember your home, remember your family. You feel your bones break, but it doesn't hurt. Your skin is punctured by your armor. It pierces in, it cuts into you, it tears your flesh and rips you to pieces. But you push on. This is nothing. You can do this, Urt. And as you do, suddenly, you feel your body expand. You grow large and you smash and push all the stone out of your way. And you notice that you're no longer in that cave, that collapsing cave. And to your left, you see Valen. To your right, you see Kiara.
Face is streaming with tears, by the way.
And you all see each other now in this room. And then over off to the side, you see Droon step out of the shadows. And you see he too was crying, but
What was Droon's dream? Don't leave us hanging, Hub.
you're not Droon. I mean, maybe you can ask him. You see he too has tears in his eyes, but they're defiant. Much like Urt. He went through something painful, and Kiara. But he refuses to give up, refuses to stop. You actually see him wielding his old weapon. And in front of you, Kiara, you see Cal as you remember him before he died. And besides him, you see another Cal made of stone. And besides him, you see a strange, shadowy figure. Presumably what Valen thought Cal was, this demon, this shadowy being, this horrible, horrible person that should not exist. The three of them look at your group, and you can feel this evil cackle fill the air. It's sickening on your skin. But all the same, you're ready for this. And you will stand against whatever dark magic this is. Roll for initiative.
We just killed him this morning.
And he's already back.
Back, but not. Top of the order.
Wait, where's my baby head?
So, as you think that, you notice to your side, Casey crawls out of the shadow and looks up to you defiantly and gives you a nod.
Did all my runes change again?
What?
Did all my runes change again?
The picture's changed
The
again?
picture? Yeah.
I think they did.
Did
Excellent.
you do another update?
It's been updating pretty frequently, yeah.
Oh.
My shield thingy is also changed at the time. Oh well, it's fine.
Excellent. Alrighty. Kiara, you're up first.
All right.
As you gaze upon them, there's something different about them. There's something more maniacal, more unhinged. You see his centipede is wrapped around his arm on the one on the left. The other two were somewhat hard to see, but they are still there.
Where's my fireball? There you are.
Fireball.
They're all stacked.
They are all stacked. You are correct.
Echo is proud.
Skadoosh.
And then baby.
Oh, hold up.
What about the other two call briefs?
Go ahead and delete that for me. That did not want to apply. That's incredibly strange. What? Well, color me confused. All right. Your flames rip. Oh, God.
Why did you damage us?
I don't know why you guys were damaged.
Why are we dead?
I don't know.
My health bar, no.
I say heal yourself to full, please. What the hell? Thank you. That was odd. Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. All right.
Troon wasn't close enough.
True. Rune was not close enough.
That's all right. I'll get Troon next time.
You'll get him next time. No worries. That is. Oh no! Did that damage everybody
It's
in
fine.
the room?
This is when we find out that Drune has gained resistance to demonic possession or something.
All right.
It's fine.
The only
All right.
resistance that you really need.
And after you cast that, Kiara, you see Cal slowly walk up to you, his feet dragging against the ground as he wields his hammer and swings it at you.
Nice.
All right. Fortunately, you remain strong and you're not knocked back. He swings again.
I'm sorry. I just crit saved a strength save,
Indeed, you did.
And this time
And then you
wait,
died.
did he crit?
and then I died.
Nice.
And then you die, yes. All right. He swings at you 2 times and you feel the hammer crash into you. The first time, you're able to, fortunately, resist the strength behind the hammer, but the second time you are not, and you're knocked back 15 feet. Urrit.
Oh, not this again.
Big boy.
Mika boy.
Big boy.
I'm going to try to grapple this guy.
Okay.
I should be able to use this, I think, right?
Use what?
No, I shouldn't be able to use that actually, because it has a for the strength roll, but it's a terrible roll anyway.
That is not the best roll. Oh god, that was advantage, wasn't it?
Yes. Luckily,
Ooch.
I have 2 more.
Gooch magooch. Ha ha ha!
Wow.
All right. Where are you shoving him?
Actually, no, because I roll a 6. I shouldn't have the +3 and +2, I think.
It's your athletics, isn't it?
I'm not sure what it rolls.
It
Should
should be
be.
athletics.
Yeah, that should be your athletics.
Is that my...
Yeah, +2, +3. Makes sense.
It's also adding my proficiency, I think, right? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Which is your athletics? Yeah.
In athletics.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Alright,
your
should be
athletics
fine
is +5. You're good.
No,
Alright,
I'm
where are you
shoving
pushing him?
I'm grappling him.
Oh, you're grappling him. All right, excellent.
And
You
I'm dragging him next to these guys.
all right? You grab onto him
I'm pushing him in between these guys.
and you drag him over. The one in front of you, Urich, you realize is a complete stone golem that is only made to look like Cal. You see its face is constantly shifting and turning as you can hear the stone grinding up against stone. The one to the right, you see, it looks demonic, if anything. The centipede that's wrapped around his arm is almost like flowing through this shadowy metal figure. You can see his mask is almost covered in this shadowy cloud, but you can see his mouth. He has these large pincers that are dripping poison. It's not the face of a human.
Yeah, definitely not. I put this guy between the other two.
Oop, there we go.
Yes. And I'm gonna have to whack him because I can't use my weapon for this.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Can I do that? No, I can't do that. Never mind. I will give myself warding bond with bonus action though.
That should be able to
Not
just
warding
pop on.
bond.
The other one, yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Not this one. Fuck's sake.
You'll get there.
One of them.
I have too many of those.
There. Oh no!
Wait, why did I give him to?
You
Oh, I
moved
still
my
had-
boys. There we go.
I still had the call
It's all
selected.
good.
That's
It's all
why.
good. Also,
They're
as
all
a
grabbed.
reminder, you do have your old weapon equipped.
Yes, I do. But I still have 2 attacks left, which I'm going to use now. On this one, the stone one.
Okay. All right, you go to strike down upon him, but he deflects your blow.
Oh wait, I don't have a third attack. Never mind. Ignore that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Where did my initiative thing go?
I don't know, is it hiding?
I think so.
Is it sneaking somewhere? All right. The shadowy one will slowly move over to Valen. If you wish to whack him in the ass, you're more than welcome to do so. right.
Wow.
You swing with your hammer backwards, and he's able to avoid it as he almost slithers over to you, Valen, swinging his hammer at you. Missing.
Where did my good rolls go?
He will attempt to swing again. This time he will indeed strike you. With the absolute girth behind this blow, you are knocked back 15 feet. And then you can see him sort of flip the hammer. And it like folds into itself and it forms this giant sickle that he then fires off at you.
Wow.
Fortunately, you are able to resist this, but it does pierce into your flesh and cut into you. You get the feeling that he would have pulled you towards him had you failed that. All right, the stone one begins to walk around you, Urit, and blindly begins to attempt. Oh, your AC is 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that'll actually hit. And he begins to just blindly smash into you. Go ahead and make me a strength save, actually. Not that you'll fail this.
Don't say that. Did it also add the runic thing one?
Yeah, the runic, yep. I got that shit programmed, buddy.
Right, then I should probably remove that now. Wait, is it?
Alright.
No, it's for my until the end of the next round, right?
Yeah, it's until your next turn.
Yeah.
You get to keep that shit, buddy. All right. He attempts to strike out at you 3 times, but is unable to land the final blow. Valen, what dost thou do?
Well, it's angry time. Again.
All right.
Oh god, where's the button? Here it is.
Button. Who's got the button? Oh, monkey.
Monkey time.
Return to monkey.
Wait,
The monkey green.
Because they're
Yes.
random. This is Super Saiyan God
me.
monkey, obviously.
Okay.
Turn
Cast
4,
it,
I
so
think?
it actually,
I forgot which one turns
Yeah.
green, but yes. Or gold.
the monkey's gonna run over here.
Golden Ozaru. All right, you charge in your
It's-
monkey form.
Punchy time. It's fisting time. It's not fisting time.
Time
There,
to
it's fisting
feast.
time.
All right, your second fist crashes. Oh, which one are you hitting? The stone one or the demonic looking one?
The demonic looking one.
All right, as you smash into him, it feels his armor actually feels chitinous and fleshy, and you can feel it snap and break under your fists.
Big punch.
Fairly big punch. All right, Droon will run over to the one that you currently have grappled, and brandishing his weapon, he will spin it in the air and he will strike out at him. All right, lucky as
Does
we are.
grapple give advantage or anything?
Nope, doesn't do anything. He just can't move.
It's just no movement.
All right, Yara. Where are you on?
It's right in front of me, isn't it?
Okay.
All right, there's 20 feet.
She's shooting.
And then back 10.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, he saved. When I saved, does something happen?
I
Or
think
be
it just means they're
covered,
not
yeah.
covered.
It means they're fine.
Do they take the damage though?
No.
Oh, nothing happens?
Nope.
Right.
Damn, not even half. Okay, that's unfortunate. All right, you.
Did they both save?
It only rolled one because it's one entity.
Yes,
Foundry.
they did.
Alright, well, remove concentration then.
Indeed.
Deconcentrate yourself.
You still have baby.
I still have baby.
What's baby doing?
Baby.
Don't shoot it at me.
Can I not include cows?
You can indeed do that. I will just manually click shield people. All right, baby sneaks in and gives everyone a nice shield. Baby is somewhat in danger, but it's okay. All right, I think it should be the normal one first. Okay, the normal one's gonna go. As he will attempt to smash into you again, Mr. Urit. So beefy.
Still beefy.
Maximum beef.
Maximum beef. With 3 quick swings of his hammer, the third one rings out. You can hear an echo bounce throughout the walls. And as you guys begin to look around, the shadows are beginning to dissipate. Urit.
Why so mean?
Why you do this?
I'll actually stop grappling him so I can actually properly attack him.
You stop grappling him and you hear a voice in the back of your head. Someone calling to you.
I'll call back as I hit him with my mace, I guess.
So go ahead and swing your mace once. The little dinky one. Should do, what, 4 less damage? Ish?
4 less, what?
Well, that's only 1d6, right? It's your old weapon. Your
Oh,
old
it's
one-handed weapon.
No, that's still a maul. That's still 2d6.
It's- Yeah, it should still be 2d6.
Oh, okay.
Unless I also... Wait. Do I still have my shield or is it...
Yeah, so you basically still had your old one-handed and one-handed. And
No,
as
but
you do that...
Do I still have my animated shield or is it a normal shield?
No, it's just a regular shield.
No, in that case, probably 1d6 or something. 1d8? I'm not sure.
I'll choose the
Yes.
first roll, which maxed out. As you swing the first time, you can actually hear the blow once again echo throughout the room, and behind you, you can hear both a voice and a presence, and it is Drac. He's calling out to you. It's difficult to hear what he's saying, but all the same, he is attempting to reach you, Urit.
I'll vaguely, like, as I hit, realize that something is wrong about this.
Okay.
Looking at my weapon. And I'm looking at Drag again.
Okay. Maybe it throws you off for about a moment because this strange form of Cal is able to deflect the blow. But as you think, you can hear him say, "Strike out, my friend! Lay this foe to the floor!" And as he does, you can actually feel your weapon and your shield begin to fuse again. And much like a dream, you're now holding Stonebreaker again. And I'll give you 2 more attacks now with Stonebreaker.
Yay. Not assuming I hit.
That one does indeed hit. Oh my god, I can't scroll. Oh, I'm so frustrating.
And that's a
Hey!
crit.
All right. Are you
And
knocking
I'll-
him back, or
This, that.
you scooting him anywhere?
For more damage. No, I'm
Alright.
not moving him. I'm keeping him there.
Are you gonna keep him
Everyone
there?
does have advantage on him now.
Mm-hmm. And you notice that all 3 of them are shaken. So all of everyone's attacks have
Actually, you
advantage on
know
all
what?
3 Cals.
Since I crit,
Sure. All right, that indeed fails, and you guys see chains shoot upward, and all 3 Cals are restrained by flaming chains that erupt forth from the earth.
do I still have a bonus action left? I think I do, right?
I believe so.
In that case, I'll give myself another round of Runic Aid, I guess.
I don't see why not.
This time, don't target Cal.
All right, as you do that, the rocky one goes towards Monkey.
Monkey.
And he begins to swing at your absolutely absurd hit pool.
Oh god. How many times do you hit me?
3.
Goodbye, monkey.
Oh, wait, you lost it in the first one?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay, whoop, I guess. Okay.
I'm not sure
Really?
if he gets disadvantages then.
You are insanely unlucky with that.
That is unfortunate. That means Valen would have gotten hit by the other 2 hits.
Yep.
Ah. I don't know why you're so unlucky with that. All right, I guess goodbye, Monkey.
Monkey, no.
Back
Well,
to Valen.
you know what? It's because you chose monkey.
Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't
What
pick
do you
Monkey,
mean?
man. You shouldn't.
Monkey's a good boy.
Monkeys are gross.
Monkeys suck.
Monkeys are weird, man.
Monkey's a good boy.
Monkey is a good boy. Monkey has a shit ton of HP.
Monkey.
Ah.
All right. The other one will turn and strike out to both Urt and then you.
He's restrained, right, with my chains?
He is restrained, correct.
He should have disadvantage on it.
He's rolling with disadvantage.
Is he? Oh.
Yeah. It's automatic disadvantage.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
So this move will strike you and actually knock you back 15 feet. And then he will fire off his chain at you. This will normally have advantage, except it'll just bounce out. Woo!
Damn.
All right. You resist the pull, and as you do, he will turn to strike at Valen. And Valen will nimbly dodge out of the way. Speaking of Valen, it's your turn,
He's
bud.
restrained and everyone else
I'm
has
in
advantage on
pain.
this as well, by the way.
Yes, you guys all have advantage on all of the hits. Actually, advantage +2, because I believe from your critical hit you get advantage, and then I think
Yes.
hitting someone that's restrained, you also have advantage. You guys have advantage, and then add 2. So I behoove you to hit rather than go for a saving throw. Oh, I guess you would have advantage on, or he'd have disadvantage because he's restrained.
Is this one stone?
Oh,
On the bottom?
this one's stone. This one's. Oh my god. Oh no, I forgot. New button. This. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
X?
This. Yeah, X. There we go. This one here
Yeah,
is
that
the.
one.
Yeah. So this boy is shit. I forgot. This one's shadow. This one's stone. This, one's
shadow.
regular. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop rubbing my boy. Stop it. Stop. Stop rubbing him.
Yes.
No. He doesn't
Oh,
like that.
yeah. Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You have disadvantage on everything now.
Oh, my boy
Oh,
drank.
I'm sorry. No.
You're so
I didn't mean it.
beautiful. You're so beautiful, Drac. Has everyone told you how soft your beard is?
How soft and not scarred.
So supple. All right,
I could
Valen.
do something funny, but I have a
Let's see.
severe lack of HP, so I'll die if I do the funny thing.
Aw.
So it's bear time.
It's bear time. All right, get Harry.
Well, actually, first I can cast Aura of Vitality, and then it's bear time, I think.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that the one
so
that
I do
heals?
that. Yeah, it's just healing around me.
Excellent. All right.
And that takes my action, so I can't do anything as bear. Bear is just an extra health bar for now.
All right, bear's just cute.
No.
Bear goes Noom. All right. Droon is
Don't
going
you
to
get-
just.
As the action itself as well. from Aura of Vitality? Does it casting it itself also heal the first time?
I'm pretty sure, but is it within 15 feet or?
30-foot radius around
30.
me.
Yeah, spear.
I mean, that would reach Urit.
I will heal Urid for 2d6.
You yourself, I'm fine. I can take potions.
No, I am Bear.
True.
Bear won't last long, but I am Bear.
As you think I can take potions, you realize you don't have any potions on you.
Well, that's
Weird.
cheating.
Oh no.
Weirdly enough. Alrighty. Kiara, you can see all three cows are hurting. They're all restrained. Flaming chains rip into them. Alright, your scorching rays begin to fire off. 1 striking. 2 striking. And 3 that actually will hit because you have a friend nearby.
And don't
Do I
forget arcane.
Do my
thingy.
yeah? Do I do my
Yep,
arcane thingy?
you do your arcane
for-
ding dong 1 time.
Yes.
Shoot that gun, girl.
Feature. There we go.
6, beautiful. Alright. You can tell he's on his absolute last legs. Casey, deliver the finishing blow.
Deliver the finishing blow. Oh, my baby needs an upgrade.
Your baby needs an upgrade. That was with advantage. And +2. Wow. Even with literally everything, that still misses. I'm sorry. Alright, is it the end of his turn, or when did the chains possibly break off?
He needs to use his turn to escape, otherwise he doesn't get a turn.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what that means. Whoop. 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 Alright, we'll apply that absolutely pitiful damage. Alright, you're up, bud. After being knocked back from his hammer.
Now I can't remember if that's actually true.
Not, who knows, he's like a 2 HP, so. Do the deed.
Make it special. How do I make it special? Good
I don't know, you tell me.
You suplex him to death.
That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna pick up one guy and hit him with the other guy.
Alright. As
Nice.
as you charge in, Urit, you begin to feel the spirit of Drak around you. And it feels strong. No one sees this. Urit does not see this, but everyone else does. Where the hell's the button? That ain't it. Alright, come over here. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, as you charge in order to deliver this finishing blow, you all see behind Urit an image of Drak, almost encompassing him. A spectral armor
Hi.
around Urit. He and his weapon glow as you charge in to deliver this finishing blow. You can hear him laughing maniacally. Says, "Take heed, foes!" And you're basically suplexing him?
Basically, yeah.
All right. I will let the 3 of you choose to finish off each Cal in the way that you wish. So you take the stone one, and you just like suplex him into the earth, and he just explodes into pebbles.
Basically, yeah.
All right, hell yeah. Bear boy,
He stopped moving.
what do you do to yours, Bear?
I'm gonna bite his throat out.
All right, you jump on him, and you see that the little like centipede claws are actually beginning to break out of the quote unquote armor. You see this like just disgusting, just like ooze, this black ichor just coming out of him. And you hear these strange alien bug-like noises as you begin to just bite into him, and you just hear it like laughing maniacally. He's trying to strike you, but you ever pin him down and just tear out his throat, and there's a splash of blood. And Kiara, you see the face of the murderer of your friend. What do you do? Crystal clear to you.
It's crystal clear.
Mm-hmm. You can see a shot between where Urit charged into the Drak. He's just sitting right there. It's perfect.
How far away is it?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Whatever you want to do.
You just hit him anyway.
Whatever you want to do.
Hit.
All right. You charge in. Tell me how you finish him.
I just do a very vicious slash at his face.
All right. Your claws glow with a, what is it? With an acidic glare as you charge Cal one last time, and you tear
I really
him.
didn't need to see your face again.
You tear him into pieces. And while this visage of Cal cackles and laughs as he fades into the aether. You know that there will always be a part of him that follows you, but it does not define you, Kiara. You are not the hate that followed you. You are who you are. And as the three of you stand, breathing heavily, you're no longer bear, but you're on all four, Valen.
Oh. Stand up.
Suddenly it's just Valen on all fours.
Yeah, but you guys see Valen on all fours, and you can hear yourselves breathing heavily, and Shikai is sitting on his throne, just watching you guys.
He just makes like a roar sound. Really impassionate. Rawr.
That was kind of cute.
And with that, you hear a distant clapping just above the way. Impressive. Quite impressive.
Spin around. I can't help but glare.
You what?
I can't help but glare.
He doesn't smile or anything. His eyes just look cold. And looking around you,
This guy hits harder than the real one.
you can see all the spirits have been watching. Drac is smiling at you. And Karat is nodding in approval to you, Valen.
Wait, do I see the triplets now?
Yes,
or-
Kiara, you actually see the three of them floating off in the distance just beyond Drac and Karat.
I point. Hey, you said no!
They just kind of like, "Doo-doo-doo-doo," not looking at you.
I'm secretly very pleased because they understand the trickster in me.
Karth looks to his god and looks back to all of you, almost as if to say, satisfied? Shikai nods. And looking back to the four of you, I can tell you're indeed beaten and battered. He waves his hand, and each of you can heal for 17. Go ahead and manually add that.
Wow. That's almost double. Sorry, it's a little more than double my current HP.
Kiara
Bye,
killed
Kiara.
herself.
You're dead.
No! 16 plus 17.
Why is she always killing herself?
33.
All right.
It must be a demon thing.
I live again.
And he says, that should suffice for now. I am most impressed. You did indeed bring me strong warriors, Garth. They shall be a useful addition to our empire. The four of you, approach.
I will wipe the tears off my face first.
Okay.
Now
Casey, like,
approach.
scoots up. He's fine. Casey knows her plate.
No, Casey's right, slightly in front of my feet.
Okay. You see the spirits watching you all. As he places his hand out again, you can see in the palm of Shikai Rukal, there is that same light, the same one that knocked you out and brought you to this other realm. As you guys are still breathing somewhat heavily after that experience, he closes his eyes for a moment, and as he opens them, the gold flecks in his eyes are more evident. They're powerful. And they glimmer from where you stand. And as he pushes his hand towards you, see an orb begin to float in the direction. And in this orb of light, you see a symbol. I didn't know your token for the symbol, but I will just quickly describe it. It is indeed quite simple. It is merely a circle with a dot in the middle, and there are rays coming off from it.
From the dot or the circle?
From the outward part, the outward circle, and they're kind of wiggly. This image floats in front of all of you, and while its design is simple, you see the truth behind it. Looking closer and closer within the lines are more lines, more magic. There's something beyond this simple image. It is a truth, cosmos, and a truth to the universe. And he says, as my loyal subjects, you have and will continue to serve me well. I share this truth with you, with the hopes that you can defeat your foes with ease. I give you an alchemical symbol. The symbol of the sun. The symbol of gold. And as he points to you, you can see the symbol split and fracture off. And it meets and touches your chest, Valen, Urit, and Kiara, right above your heart.
Endrune?
Excuse me?
Endrune?
It begins to go to Droom, but something's going to happen.
Okay.
It meets with the three of you with ease, and you feel somewhat of a burning. And you know that while it's not necessarily a tattoo, there is something etched into the very core, the very essence of you. Shikai Recall has deemed you worthy. And now you know.
Uruk knows this feeling.
I'm going to peek into my armor.
You peek into your armor and gazing, you see sort of a gold leaf of this image above your heart. And it
Gold. Pretty.
thrums with magic.
Does it glow too, or is it just gold?
It does, slightly, yes.
Ooh.
He says, this represents perfection, gold, the sun, one of the ultimate goals of magic and science. There are truths to the universe, my pupils. Truths that we need to find. Truths that we need to combine and understand in order to defeat the one true foe, the Breaker. Not this cast-off, this other god, this devourer, something greater. Unfortunately, it's not currently your time to discuss such, he pauses, troubles. But maybe in the future.
Well, yeah, the Great Destroyer is our first priority.
He looks over to Droon and narrows his eyes, and he stands, actually, with haste, and he rushes over to Droon. Somewhat worried, somewhat angry, maybe. And you can see Droon kind of wincing a bit. And before he's able to resist, Shikai reaches out. Droon goes to stop him very quickly, but Shikai, with this haste, slaps his palm, his claw out of the way, and tears open Droon's shirt. And you can see on Droon's chest, where he used to pull his sword from, you see a crack in his flesh, a burning black and red crack that is beginning to etch outward from the center. Shikai,
As in it's been getting worse?
yes. Shikai narrows his eyes at him and says, "What is this, Droon? What is this symbol? Why are you unable to accept my gift?" And Droon says, I'm not sure. And Shikai pokes it, and you can hear it like sizzling. He goes, "Ah, shit!" And he looks back, and you see Shikai look at his finger, and you notice the tips are clawed. And he kind of shakes his hand. There's somewhat of a burning ichor at the tip of Shikai's fingertips as he begins to slowly walk away. And not facing you all, he goes over to one of his tables, which many magical items are presented. Looking over each of them, he seemingly grabs one, walks back over to Droon, and says, "I need you to accept this. You sure you're not sure where you got that from, Droon?" And Droon looks at him, nods, doesn't say anything. You hear Shikai chant something quickly, and shifting his hands throughout the air in front of him, he essentially open palms Droon's chest. You feel magical force burst forth. You can hear a sizzling, but also a sealing. And after that, the remaining magical essence that floated in front of the three of you goes over to meet Droon, and is smaller until it's nowhere near as potent as yours, but it does indeed meet with Droon. It has the same, you can see the edge of the golden flake as he kind of goes to close his shirt again, and he like clears his throat. You guys obviously all clearly saw that. And he looks to you, Kiara, since you're standing next to him, and says, "It's not as bad as it looks, I promise."
Yank his shirt back open.
He kind of scoots back to bat your hand away. All right, enough touching Drew.
If you say so.
We can look at it later. As he kind of, motions back to Fikai, clearly he has something to say. He goes back over to the table. As you guys notice, he was there for a moment. After testing a few things, he slowly turns and looks to Drew. He says, "You are lucky, Leonin. You had a presence in you, a force." And looks to the rest of you. He says, "Are you aware that Drun here was an agent of darkness, a herald from before?"
My ears go flat. No?
And Drun is looking around like, "I don't know what you're talking about." "What?"
We know that he made a deal with something, but he doesn't remember what. That's about it.
"He made a deal with this thing you call the Devourer. It gave him power. He was to herald in its coming. Clearly that did not come to pass. Something severed this connection, though."
Well, he died.
"That might possibly have done it. I do not know how long you have to live, Drun, since you have technically broken your deal with this beast. Hopefully what I did can prevent your death, at least for a while I need you to help." And looking to each of you, he says, "You're going to want to keep an eye on." He looks over to Garth. "He is trustworthy, yes?" Garth says, "To my knowledge, Master, yes, he is quite trustworthy. He has put his life at risk multiple times to assist us in our journey, and has been nothing but respectful." "I see, Garth. Thank you." "Well, this is not exactly the top of our list priority of things that we need to accomplish. There might be a hope for your journey in the future, but for now, we do have this local issue to take care of, yes? Tell me everything you know, and I will tell you what I can."
Well, as we've said before, the seal has been shattered somehow, and the power has been redirected to the village, Chabi.
He nods.
This in turn seems to have awoken, or is in the process of awakening, the Great Devourer. And he has already sent his, well,
A herald.
ambassador, I guess, his herald, who is to appear in our village in 3 days' time.
He went back to sit at his throne and tinker with something as you've been talking, and he kind of paused at that. 3 days from now.
I'll look at my non-existent watch.
Yeah, we asked for a 2-week grace period because he mentioned
A
what was
deal,
it? A promise? A deal?
one made with you.
He nods. Indeed.
Something, well, apparently he's expecting something in the village, some kind of power for him.
To put it plainly, rather than fighting this beast and pointlessly losing lives, I diverted a part of the aether into this creature. It fed it. Apparently not for long. This was supposed to be a permanent solution to our problem. I grew bored of the outside world in dealing with these petty issues. Once this was taken care of, well, I find myself here. To handle more pressing, of course. But if something has moved to reawaken this creature, clearly we have a problem. He thinks for a moment on that. And a nod says, 2 days is not enough to fix our problem. It is not something before you can do on your own. Thoth. And he looks at him. Shakai sends some energy towards Karth, and you can hear it crackle throughout the air. And you can see Karth twitch for a moment as energies begin to pulse through him. He winces but nods and bows. Says, thank you, my lord, thank you. It is... he looks to his mitts, his paws, kind of hunches up and says, it is appreciated. I will do my best to assist. And he nods to that. And continues. As I was saying, there is no way to redivert this power in, 2 days. As you have been here probably for longer than you assume. You received me at night, yes? The moon had already risen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. But fortunately you have proven yourselves to be worthy of this power, and worthy to be a follower of Shakai Recall. I must congratulate you on that. But unfortunately I must divert my resources to deal with this issue. When I tell you it cannot be resolved in 2 days, what is your solution? What do you say to us?
Is there a way we can persuade the Herald to give us extra time?
No. It is going to come for what it is deserved.
Then what is it deserved?
The promise that was made was power. This creature feeds off of magic. Much like you, based off of food and water. It needs these to sustain itself. If it were go unsustained for too long, and 2 weeks is quite some time, I must tell you. That is quite impressive. You were able to convince it of such. But it is going to grow angry. This herald, this creature, should not be but dust in the wind. What you need to worry about is what come after. This is what I prepare for. So protect your city, protect Chabi, the place in which you come from. What will come after that we shall decide. He looks over to Karth, says, when the time comes, I shall communicate to you through my servant here, Karth, and he will do his best to serve you, won't you, Karth? And Karth nods and says, of course, my lord, of course, anything. Then he says, so it is. Looking over each of you. And his eyes lingering on Druin for maybe a second longer than they should. But Druin looks up to him proudly. He knows who he is. If he made this deal, it was either unknowingly or he legit forgot and isn't that person anymore. But regardless, he's confident in who he is now. Says, what will you do? You will fight this creature?
Okay, wait. So are you saying that our only choice is to fight the creature?
Yes, Kiara. You are denying it. We are all denying it. Whoever made this mistake, whether it be person, god, or demon, we have to live with this mistake, and we have to move forward. Words, unfortunately, cannot stay our execution for much longer. The Devourer in its true form will come to us, and we need to stop it. I will assist with this, of course, as it would be inconvenient to lose this conflict.
So then we just need to come up with a plan
Correct.
to fight it. What's its weaknesses?
If there is a way to completely remove it, Kiara, I would have done so. There should be a way to stop, slow it, temporarily feed it. What I need you to do is I pauses for a moment. It's almost as if he's thinking and then feeling out. And you can see his eyes kind of flicking about the room. He's not looking at the room, he's like looking beyond. And he pauses and goes, I see. I should be able to redivert the power, the source, back to the agreed upon location. Time is all we need. You can defend your people. You can defend this country. That is all I ask. But the four of you are not enough. This is going to be an army.
All right. So what happens
Right.
after you divert the energy?
How
Ah.
long do you need?
That easy question. Alright. I haven't gone for far too long. Assuming things have not changed too much in my absence, it should take me no longer than a week. But I do indeed need time.
Well, time we can make.
Not that. Can I trust any four of you to, well, arrange an army is probably too much, but you seem like good people, yes?
We might actually have an army ready for.
Yeah, I think we can finagle something.
Kind of gives a look of like, oh, all right. Interesting. And he looks to Karth as almost approvingly, like, good job. You, you found the right people.
Hey, I found him.
Says, well, good. I trust the four of you to serve as you do.
Okay, but what after the fight? Will that satisfy him, or will this happen again?
Of which fight do you refer to, Kiara?
The one giving you time to do what you need to do.
He nods. I'll speak plainly. In 2 days, this herald will arrive and attack your town of Chabi. You need to remove it, hit it, stop it. May attempt to speak to it, of course. I will not stop you. Just know that its needs, its wants are greater than conversation. It needs to drink from this source, or it will fail. And like a creature trapped in the corner, it will fight. And it will fight. I promise you that. After this period, if my calculations are correct, it will come directly for Chabi, to your town, from, and he points to the east, and you guys know that this is the direction you guys traveled prior. This is the directions from this location. It's more like southeast. It's about Urrit where you found this inscription, this carving on the floor, and in general should lead to the ocean. It will come from there. It will carve through carve through Shunil directly to Chabi.
Okay.
And he nods. This is a problem, of course. I will do my best to slow and to stop it, but you will need to do what you do best. Prevent it from reaching your town by any means necessary.
All right.
He nods
Sounds
that.
doable.
I cannot promise others will not perish. Do what you will, speak with who you shall speak to, protect others if that is in your interest. But keep in mind the greater threat at play here.
What you're doing will take care of the greater threat, right?
He nods. With the correct time, yes.
And how will we know when you've succeeded?
I will, and you can see Garth getting excited. He's like, oh, I will present myself as I will have. I was not planning on leaving my temple, but I will meet you all in the field at the location once promised. After I am done, shall return to you. You will know. As I said, communications shall be opened between myself and you through Kath, through call.
Okay.
But
Say,
then probably
when
best we get going.
when this is all said and done, would you mind if I peruse your library if I promise not to take anything?
His eyes narrow. You prove yourself worthy to me, Kiara. And if you can save the country, and he's looking at each of you. Back to Drone. Back to you. If you prove yourself worthy to me, yes, I will let you look.
My tails wag happily.
He smiles lightly at that.
But I did come here for similar reasons.
If you have any other questions, I will allow one. I am about to be very, very busy. Not be bothered.
I look at the guys. I don't have any.
Nothing that comes to mind, I guess.
He nods with that.
Nope.
And with that, he sort of waves you all away and says, "You shall not contact me. I will contact you when the time is right. Until then, strike true and do our empire honor."
Yes, my liege.
Karth bows. You see all the other ghosts around them bow, and you guys actually notice that like all along inside this room, there are various UNT weapons not drawn, but just watch.
That was a lot. Were they there before?
They were there, but you're just now seeing. There's like hundreds.
Okay. And I'm kind of glad we didn't come in here arms bared. I guess
Always
we'll bow
wanted to
too.
take on an entire city.
You bow, and he sort of waves his hand for you to all leave. Karth bows, Drune bows, and then he kind of motions to you guys, let Earth go. Time to peace out.
Hurry out.
All right. And as you all begin to leave the Recall Temple, and Urt does the safety dance, you feel stronger for it. You feel more connected to your weapon. There's something there. You're not entirely sure what it is, but there is indeed something. Valen, Kiara, you also feel closer, although there is still something missing, of course. As
Really?
you feel something. You feel a greater understanding. Maybe this understanding can help you grow closer to the three of them. Maybe some form of connection. You're not entirely sure what it is, but yes.
All right.
All right. And with that, we all head back to Chabi.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. It does indeed
So
take some
how
time.
much time did pass?
As you guys exit, you see the sun. And you realize you've been here for maybe half the day.
That's what I expected.
Looking at the position of the sun, it's around noon, I would say. So relatively hot. The cool breeze from before hasn't completely died. It's gone down a bit.
Okay, well, we need to hurry home and
Assemble an army.
yep. Start calling for help.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and return back to Chabi. Here's his token, sure to be there. Okay. Activate. Vacuum seals everybody over. All right. On the way back, I won't say we don't take our time, but we try to remain as safe as we possibly can during the day, of course, trying to mostly stick to the shadows and such. It's actually a little cloudy today. As you guys begin to walk around a little, the winds have kicked up a bit. Maybe you get a little bit in your mouth for it, and it unfortunately reminds you of your trial for a moment. While not true, it was still a very unpleasant experience.
Reliving that nightmare day has certainly made me glad that I murdered what's his face.
The shitster? All right.
Yep.
So you all know that indeed 2 days remain until the thing gets here. From what Shakai Rukal told you guys, you should be able to take it, realistically, as it is indeed just a herald. It is basically just here to see if the deal is ready, and if it is not, it will then strike. So that is effectively what he told you. After that is what you need to actually worry about. So, knowing we have 2 days left, this day is already halfway over. By the time we get home, it'll be around, we'll say 2-ish. What do we all plan to do?
Immediately talk to the mayor.
Okay. As you guys enter Chabi,
At
you
this
see.
point, talk to everyone.
Yeah. Are we
Emergency
holding a meeting or?
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
Okay. Define everyone.
At this
All our
point,
hirees and the major individuals in the town.
Yeah, that's a lot of
everyone,
tokens.
everyone with a name.
Okay, that's a lot of tokens to drag into. I will ask you guys, because the mayor's room is only so large. I will ask you guys any specific tokens. So we'll say everyone's invited. Are there any specific tokens you guys want feedback from, or to put this simpler? Is there anyone in particular you want to speak with, roleplay wise? Or are we just telling everybody?
I mean,
don't
tranquil
think
for obvious
so.
reasons.
Yeah, I think just tranquil.
Okay. So we'll say everyone is present, and if you guys wish to give them any notes, you're more than welcome to do so. Other than that, you guys will meet with Tranquil. We'll say you guys all head on over there. I'll drag you over, and you notice that upon leaving the temple, Rukal Temple, Karth basically has his body back, for all intents and purposes. He's no longer that small, wispy spirit.
He's still holding his scroll.
His scroll is placed in like a little case off to the side. So he's basically wearing it, much like a cartographer would wear a map. It has like a strap around it. He's effectively wearing his scroll now, but he is just sort of walking around.
So he's just like following us.
Yeah, no, he's just following with you guys now. He's not in your backpack anymore.
That means that I have touched him several times to see if he's real or not.
Okay. The first time he's like, yeah, yes, Kara, I'm real. The second time he's like, stop.
I'm just laughing at it.
And of course, Kiara, if you're poking him, Druin is definitely poking the shit out of him.
And then we're poking Droon.
And then Druin pokes you back.
Specifically in his wound.
Probably don't do that. All right. So then we all head in to speak with Tranquil Needle. And Cobb's a person too. Cobb, you can sit in the corner. Yes, master.
No.
All right. So you all
Cobb's
wish.
a real boy.
I'm a real boy. All right. You all wish to meet with Tranquil, and he greets you all happily, seeing that you guys are a little beaten, maybe more like mentally beaten down rather than physically. All the same, he greets you all very happily.
Hi! Don't look so happy.
He initially goes with like, "Huh, all right. What precisely happened?"
It went well.
Oh.
It's just that he says that there's really no way to prevent a fight.
Yes, there's bad news, worse news, and the good news.
All right. Let's start with things in order. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll just say you guys tell him that, the Herald's going to come here, that's going to happen, and then all the other shit's going to go down. He sort of nods along, kind of understanding the general situation, and then with you saying the second part's going to be pretty bad, he looks at each of you and says, well, that is definitely somewhat of a problem. What would you all say we do?
Well, I heard that really cool guy Yashiro was in Shunhyo recently.
He nods at that. Yes, Yashiro should indeed still be here. That is correct.
This seems like something he'd probably like to take advantage of.
Was that not his prophecy, as you said? To defeat the Great Destroyer or something?
Tranquil nods. Says, well, yes, actually.
If anything.
Yes, indeed. Partially, we weren't sure if it was specifically designated to Shunhill, so not to get into the weeds too much, but yes, Yashiro has indeed been traveling throughout the world and offering his services where he can. From what he was told, once again, he doesn't like being told this to his face too much, but he's supposed to be the great uniter, whatever that means. But we all believe in him. He's a good man.
Well, let's send him a message, an ASAP one, to come and help.
As well as everyone else.
He starts like organizing papers and goes like, all right, how the hell do I get like basically the king of this country to come help this little town in the middle of nowhere? He's like, you can see him he has that look of like, oh my god,
Did my sister meet him? Did she tell me?
she said she wouldn't tell you, Wing.
Well, then maybe I'll send my sister a message to use one of her contacts.
Okay. So you definitely send that her way while Tranquil is thinking and says, well, there's indeed a possibility that, well, since we are so prestigious now, that maybe my words might hold more sway. It will definitely be difficult. I'll have to reach out to other smaller locations nearby.
Would it help if it was a open letter signed by all the other Yuan-Ti tribes as well?
That would definitely assist. We're on pretty good terms with most of them, correct?
From my account, yes.
Yeah, to my knowledge.
All right, this actually might work in our favor quite well then. I will say, not to his... This might not be his preference, but I would not rely on Yashiro actually showing up. Only because, unfortunately, being in the position such as he is, there are certain folk that like to stand in the way, if you get my drift.
Alright, well,
Bookheads that wish to say where he is and is not allowed to go. He very much dislikes this, but all the same, of course he cannot receive every fan letter and calling from every city and town. We don't necessarily need to show him that we're serious, but...
We can also send out a general call to the nearby districts.
Yes.
I did speak to the people before about that.
Yes, of course. And going to Sky, I would. This isn't much of a bounty board type situation, but all the same, calling any warriors or heroes that could assist us in this endeavor. Of course, we have those of you, and he points to everyone in the room, who I won't currently bring here, but all the mercenaries you guys have hired are indeed in this room listening. All of you have been brought here, and of course, you will be expected to help.
I will also ask them if they have any friends that they'd like to help,
They
or contacts that they know.
They begin to discuss
This
amongst
is very
them.
much a case of do it or you're gone.
Yeah, so they begin to discuss amongst themselves. You guys have been very nice to them and very fair, so they're more than willing to help with this. They actually begin to speak. All the shop owners and such are here as well, and they mentioned that Will Ramul, that guy you talked to a little while back, he is currently tasked with carrying out that trading post where you guys killed that big lizard, and once he's done with that, he can come and help us out. And that that boy wanted combat, so this is combat, right?
Yeah, he did. This is definitely combat.
He wanted to go down swinging, so hopefully...
so many red flags on that guy there.
Yeah, but as long as he's helping, maybe keep away from the alcohol, but all the same, maybe
you want to die?
Maybe if he's fighting more and drinking less, he'll be a little better. We'll see. Yeah.
Turns out he's a drunken fist monk.
All the same, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of slosh to get there. But all the same, Tranquil begins to take note of all the names you guys are mentioning, all the various Yuan-Ti tribes and such that we've spoken with, and anyone that could possibly help. And he says, while I can reach out in this sense, if any of you wish to go there personally. Now, I do believe that, well, these creatures, some have come to Chabi, unfortunately, but we've been able to dispatch them quite quickly. They are not really too much to worry about. But all the same, they are still a plague on this land, and will need to be taken care of post-haste. Not entirely sure where they're coming from, or if there is going to be an end to them, but they're attached to this great destroyer, this creature that's your king, god, whatever it is, Karth.
God king, yes.
Yeah, Karth sort of looks and taps his nails on the table. I'm sorry, do you have a physical form now? What is this? He says, yes, indeed. My god granted me, well, I do not wish to say life again, but effectively life. He goes, well, that is all right. Yara. Yes, you can touch me now.
I'm sorry, this is just, it's so weird.
Well, get used to it for the time being.
Make no
Damn.
guarantees.
We should have asked him to give Cobb a good body.
No, Cub's cute as he is.
Cobb speaks up and says, "My body's
but he's a
perfectly
Cobb.
fine.
But don't you want to be stronger, Cobb?
Valen,
Bigger.
I'm pretty strong now, aren't I, Valen?
Hell yeah, you are. Give him a flex.
Oh shit, yeah, buddy!" And he like his little wimpy leaves are like, "Eh." And Drankle's like, "Okay." All the same, I will do my best to reach out, and if you all wish to do the same, you're more than welcome to do so. As said, we will not need to necessarily convince local tribes that this threat is real, as they are currently facing it. But, well, we'll all need to prepare. Of course, we do not want to meet this threat here, Chabi, as it will most likely be entirely destroyed. But, what? He said we were to meet it where exactly, Ulrich?
I'll put out the big ass map
Okay.
on the table.
He started, he
Point
wants to
out
look
the
at it.
general location. It should be coming from here. Straight
Alright.
to Chabi.
Oh, dear God.
Yes. The most important part is making sure it doesn't reach here.
He pauses looking at the map and goes, "And he's supposed to be heading directly for here. That's through various mountainsides, and there are some towns in the way. We've got a lot of work ahead of ourselves. Well, I guess I do. Well, the royal we, as in the country. I'm going to need to write a few letters. Might be a little busy. I'll put it this way. I will handle those sections. They're too far away to travel there on foot, and to present yourselves as such. You're all good people, of course, but no offense, 4 of you, however many we send, heading off to some random city across the country to tell them that this giant eldritch beast is there to devour them. They might not believe.
Understandable.
Understandable, yes, of course. I will attempt to send out any missives I can, and if we can garner any assistance, that will only lend more credence to our words. What you all will do is, of course, up to you. Of course, defend our town from this encroaching disaster in, 2 days? A day and a half, I guess. It's just past noon. And, well, let's think. I guess just prepare. We have an indeterminate time. He said a week, but, well, we don't know how thirsty and hungry this creature is. It would be faster. We'll have to remain vigilant.
This is very true.
Is there anything else we need to discuss? We can do so quickly, as I'm going to be... he starts, flexing his hand. Quite busy writing letters.
Don't forget your hand exercises.
Oh, of course, of course.
I think that's it. I suppose we could go to shit. What's up the town starts with an S?
Sakai?
Sakai. We could go to Sakai and see if they have message runners.
That could definitely work, yes.
Because they're kind of a centralized hub, right?
Indeed, yes. Sakai is quite large. I would say divide and conquer is going to be our current modus operandi, if you will. So each of you do what you're best at, whether it be, preferably we shouldn't have to build up the defenses of Chabi, because, well, if what you say is true, the enemy gets here, we are dead. So, let's hope that does not happen. I don't think any walls we can erect will assist us in this.
Yeah.
Are there any clans still living where the name Rukal would carry significant weight? Can we get an alley?
He looks to Karth, and Karth says, quite literally, any lad.
Would our god be okay with using our name for that purpose? Or your name?
I don't see why not. Depending on how much we ask of them, they should be willing to assist. Proof, I guess, would be the difficult part. Well, I guess I'm living or unliving proof of that. But we'll see.
I mean, would they recognize your face?
Maybe not my face, but
You have
there's...
some kind of magical seal you can place or something.
I do. Our god is quite old, though some have forgotten the old ways. If you wish, I could go about and attempt to contact any of the tribes you've not been to yet. I, after all, do not need to eat or sleep, so I can walk through the deserts tirelessly, if you wish.
That would be helpful, because this is going to be just as much their problem as it is ours.
Correct. Our bigger issue would be convincing the human and Leonin clans. This is more of a myth to them, but... Well, we'll try our best, won't we? And he looks over to Drangle.
I mean, we have a myth sitting right next to us, don't we? Well, put a point at Droom.
And sort of just smiles. I can do what I can.
For the rest, I do know some mercenary clans or mercenary groups that work from here, but sadly, the most of them that I know are far too far away to assist us here.
He nods. Well, unfortunate with that, but if we... If
But
anyone
I might be able
happens...
to find one or two.
True. If anyone maybe happens to be nearby, because it will take them quite some time to get here unless they can get their hands on, certain mages, but that can be quite expensive and rare, of course. But realistically...
I'm sure my name carries some weight still.
Not that. I'll take your word for it. You've not let us down before. And if that is all, I will be quite busy in here. My door will be open to you, but preferably only with important information, yes?
Yes.
I have, 100 letters to write?
Oh, maybe a few more.
Oh, maybe a few more, yes. What's a good 200 letters? I'm not busy at all. If you could actually ask Jolly to send some food by, that would be appreciated.
Absolutely. I'll pat him on the back.
You
He
still have that magical writing pen?
stretches and like, okay, I'm getting ready. I saying that to Tranquil?
To Valen.
What?
Didn't we get like a magical pen or something?
The feather token thing?
Yeah. Can you write with that?
No.
It's a literal feather.
Too bad.
It's a magical feather.
Yeah, it's that.
Basically, boat stops being a boat after you touch it.
Boat stoppy.
Yeah, or any other vehicle. Alright, well, looking at you, he says, alright, well, it looks like we've got a lot of work ahead of us, so, go ahead and be on your way, and good luck.
Thanks.
And as he nods to you, Tranquil very quickly gets to work. Alright, now the general question for all of you is, you can effectively summarize what we're doing by the day or by the whatever, but whatever you wish to do, just let me know, and whether it be a long project, a short project, you going to help somebody, whatever that thing is, we can commit to it and do that song.
I mean, if there's no one for me to help, I'm just going to tinker on my lizards.
So yes, yeah, but basically anything you want to do to attempt to stop this resistance, or if you want to like go out and, as you mentioned, go to Sakai by foot, you guys do it. If you guys want to send out Karth to go to the other clans, if you want to send out, you guys have everyone, all the folk you hired.
Karth to the clans, yes.
Okay, and you guys have all the folk you hired, of course.
And I do want to go to Sakai, yes.
Might be easier
That's
to
what I'm
have
going with.
everybody in the stories. Is everybody? I think it's everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm put them all in that corner over there, just so we have easier access to them. And obviously, technically, we have access to Doro as well. He can help with like talking to people. So if we should send them anywhere, they can stop what they're currently doing and do that. They obviously know what the threat is. So if we need them to go somewhere and chat up someone, we can do that. We don't necessarily need to roleplay going to certain places and saying we're doing certain things. We can effectively just say, I want to spend the day doing this. We do have 2 days, effectively 1.5 days, because it's like 3-ish or so. So whatever y'all want to do, just let me know and we can kind of hammer that out effectively. So the plans for Karth to kind of head out and speak with other clans, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, for one, we have a bunch of siege engines in the town that we could probably check to see if they're in working order.
Yes.
So he's gonna go do that. All right. And of course, if you guys wish to, speak with your spirits or train in that aspect, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to do anything specific in Sakai besides, saying, "Hey, we need some help," I assume we want to nix the kill on Cal since he's dead now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we can divide and conquer on this day specifically, who wants to do what?
I am also going to town.
Yeah, I
With
definitely want to go to
Kiara.
Sakai.
Slaps. Okay, so Kiara and Urt want to go to Sakai. And of course, Dream can do something. Valen, what do you want to do?
I guess I will go to Sakai with them, but I also need to buy rations from Suharto.
Okay.
Go.
He should be good on his stock, I believe. 40. Yeah, he's good. Oh god, the price is gonna be really wonky, isn't it? That's awkward. Okay. That actually might be why it's blowing up your guys' gold count. Say, is that why?
Get jolly to prepare us a hero's feast.
Okay. So yeah, he's doing the food thing and chilling and whatnot. So you two, we'll say, so you three are going to Sakai. For what reason? For the three of you.
In my case, I'm gonna peruse to see what mercenary groups are around, if I know any of them.
Okay.
And see if I can
Actually-
persuade them to help us out.
Okay.
And tell the other mercenary clans that something really bad is happening.
Sure. Kiara?
First, I want to take the thing off Cal's head,
Okay, they can do that, obviously.
and then I wanted to see if have I already reached out to my sister?
Regarding what exactly? If she actually contacted Yushiro?
Yeah,
Alright.
I guess 25 characters. I will say. If you actually talk to Yashiro, we need his help defeating the Great Destroyer.
She effectively responds with, because she can tell how serious the message was, and she effectively says, "Oh, little sis, I didn't bet the Great Warrior. Sorry, I don't actually know him."
Damn it!
How dare.
I believed in you, big sister.
She says, "I won't stop trying."
Sounds like her.
Okay, and Valen.
I actually want to head to that one UNT clan. The
Okay.
ones I was teaching to do druid stuff.
Sure. I will say,
help in the whole situation myself.
sure. Do you want to continue teaching them?
Yeah.
If you want to do that, we'll say since the Herald is so close to arriving, I'll give you, well, realistically, not one option, two options effectively. So you can quickly tell them, "Hey, shit's about to go down," and then they go, "Okay, we like you, sweet." And then you can tell them you'll come back later if you wish to keep training them, preferably after, Bad Boy comes to town, because you need time to train them. You're more than welcome to do that and spend a couple days with them teaching the whole clan, and that will bolster their defenses. Basically, anything you guys do to NPCs or groups or clans, I will effectively make their dice stronger. I'll give them another dice to their dice pool, and the higher they roll, the more shit they're going to take out in terms of when this threat gets stopped and how close it actually gets to shot. Is basically how this is going to work. So I don't have a big old hex map, but effectively it's going to start at the water, and the more assistance we have, it's going to either get really close or not close at all, and we'll have plenty of time to stop it. So the more assistance, the more you guys do to individual clans or reaching out to mercenary groups, that will help substantially.
Can I reach out to any artificers I've met around the years?
Yes, definitely.
And I'll bribe them with a chance at showing off their new gadgets with waves of enemies.
Sure. I will say, because you have a bunch of fun new gadgets, Kiara, especially the little mechanical lizard that you effectively have gotten working from Karad and whatnot. Maybe you open with what you're going to say, and then you start showing them all these cool gadgets you have and how cute Casey is. They're more willing to listen to you. And Urit, you've been around for quite some time. What is your exact, not argument, but how are you presenting your case to these mercenary groups of like, you want to help? Besides, it's going to destroy this country, so they don't respond with, then I'll just leave.
Well, obviously, mercenary groups want to be paid is the issue.
Of course, yeah. So how are we crossing that bridge?
But Urit does know that, well, most mercenaries do actually are interested in protecting, well, large swaths of land. Although some of them will probably run the fuck away if they know that something is coming.
Okay. So I'll say, of course, you have infinite number of options. If I say you have 1 or 2 options, you have hundreds. Just always say something else. But the most obvious options is you could just throw them money. Now, hiring a lot of these people is going to be way cheaper, because they're not, incredibly prominent warriors. They're just mercenary bands. I don't know the exact price to hire them, but it's not very much. It's like 10 gold, I think, for like a band, or maybe like 15. And they'll be weak, but it'll be a lot of people.
Oh, I mean, in that case, we can fund.
Yeah, so if you guys want to throw gold at them, y'all can throw gold at them, and I'll throw that many mercenary bands together. I'll double check like what their technical price is supposed to be, and then just say, boom, you have this many people that want to help. Because realistically, you don't need to convince them if you just throw money at them. So
I'll basically give them the spiel of you'll get glory and honor and all that, and of course you'll get paid.
Okay. We'll work out the payment later. But regarding that, we will say, you're very convincing, as you are. And being a man, of the land and understanding where they come from and their plight and whatnot, you're not just some, I need you to assist opening my town, please. Here's $100. You've been in the shit before, so you totally get this, and they can trust you. Because of that, you've gained in this amount of time, we'll say a few mercenaries from Sakai, but there's a listing on the bounty board for more if they're interested. And basically they can apply either here and have a missive sent to Chabi, or they can come to Chabi directly, depending on where they are. Are you guys, besides just mercenaries, how are we trying to, share this information with the public? Are we putting it on the bounty board of like, shit's gonna go down, or what are we saying exactly?
I'll probably let the town itself deal with that.
Okay. Are you being truthful on what this is?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we've already told them that it's supposedly the herald for the Great Destroyer.
Okay.
And at this point, yes, we are very sure it is the Great Destroyer itself.
Okay. I will say your guys' words do hold sway, but from Kiara and Urit, I'm going to ask for a persuasion roll with advantage, just to see how quickly they'll jump on this. Because they partially believe you, and you are good people. You guys have done some good shit with them.
Nice. It's all up to you, Kiara.
All right.
Give inspiration.
All right. So yeah,
Inspiration.
you guys. Okay, so
Um,
yes, your roleplay session was very good. With
Can I'm feeling lucky.
yes, and you also have inspiration.
I'll use inspiration.
So you do have inspiration.
Do I just one more roll or two?
Lucky or inspiration is one more roll.
I'll use one of the inspirations.
Oh!
Nice.
All right. Technically, Kara, you can use one of the inspirations if you wish. It's up to you. Let me say before you dump them all, this is just as fast as they will respond. So an 11 being the best, it'll take them a little while because there's lots of requests, and maybe they're not necessarily making the connection that this is all these threads are connected.
Wait, do you mean this inspiration?
You guys have 2 inspirations left. Yeah.
I mean, would showing them our mark from Sakai Recall mean anything to them?
The gold mark?
Yeah.
No.
Too bad.
Don't you guys
I
have
rolled
advantage on these rolls?
5 twice.
No, because
well-
these are lucky rolls and inspiration rolls.
Yeah. So lucky or inspiration is just one more dice being rolled.
All right, so I just used inspiration and my lucky and rolled 5 twice.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Nice.
So we'll say with that, unfortunately, yes, it might take them not forever. It'll be a little longer than maybe you guys want.
I mean,
I can technically use my storm thing to make us re-roll 10 more times, but
10 more.
it's over the course of a minute per
Oh
round.
my.
Interesting.
So I can do, yeah,
It doesn't ever get
basically every
expended.
6. No. It's
That's weird.
It's just it's a concentration thing for
A minute.
1 minute, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, noted.
But it's once per round only. That's the
Gotcha.
issue. So
So like I
technically,
said,
it's 10 more rolls if I wanted to, but that's up to you.
I'm gonna say no because it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not supposed to be used. That seems a little weird. But once again, this is not an abject failure. This is just either they need more proof or it will take them slightly longer. But your request is still taken seriously.
Fine.
'Cause-
As long as they show up.
Yeah. So like I've said before, because of what you guys have said, on top of advantage, I'm also giving you guys a +2 to this. So technically, you roll a 13 and you rolled an 11. So just on basically double advantage. So +2. Because they do trust you guys. So 13 is still pretty solid. They will eventually respond, and if anything else happens, they'll respond very quickly. We'll put it that way. This will
Sure.
indeed take the day. In order to do this, to go to Sagai, talk to them, and then come all the way back. Valen, are you saying anything in particular to the clan? I believe it should be the Najar clan.
I mean, just the general situation.
If only
Nothing
Dora
else,
was
really.
with us.
They obviously express interest in learning more from you, Valen. Do you wish to, in the future, teach them a little more for the upcoming
Yeah.
battle, or?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Once again,
But,
they're very happy about that. The big boy wants to learn more because he likes you quite a bit. You can actually tell that you when you cast your plant growth, they're already doing quite well. Like they know what they're doing. They're good farmers. But they're thriving now. Mainly because your spell, and also you guys kind of removed some weeds, we'll say. And they've also
That's a nice
obviously
way to put it.
that's fine to put it. Yeah, they've also been on the defense. So everyone's staying on the defense and doing what they do. They're perfectly safe. Droon, did you guys want him doing anything in particular?
appeal to the Leonin clans, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like we could literally start portraying as Droon, the legendary Leonin.
Sure, yeah. That sounds dope.
To
He'll
protect us from the Great Destroyer.
he'll go out during this one day, because he'll have to obviously come. Oh, well, here we'll say he'll leave until the day of the shittening, if you will. So he'll basically be gone for a day and a half. Karth will be gone effectively until you guys, did you guys want him to come back for the Herald, or did you want him to like stay out and just work?
I mean, we need his sign, but that's when it starts, when the fight is over, right?
Effectively, yes.
What do you mean by work? Like getting help?
So Karth is going to the other clans you guys haven't gone to because he doesn't need to sleep. He can just walk through the desert. He doesn't need to eat either, so he can just go. And he's basically going to the other clans and saying, like, your god calls you. And then they're like, yeah, sure. And he's like, oh, and then they go, ah. So
Wonderful.
that's exactly what he's
The
doing.
desert goes, oh.
Yeah, exactly. And then you guys hear from a distance, oh.
I would like him. He doesn't have to come back the day of, but I'd like him to come back within maybe 2 or 3 days.
Sure, yeah. He'll come back like a day or so after. And then we'll say Droom will be there for it. So he'll be gone for a day and a half, and he'll come back.
Give us the Gandalf treatment. On the third day, look to the west.
Yes.
Indeed. Alrighty, so of course everyone hit me up with that long rest. So you realistically don't use your hit die, just do a long rest and just manually put your HP to max. So you just hit like plus 50 unless you're Urrit and you have like 1,000,000 HP.
Thanks.
Plus 80, there we go. So everyone should be fine. Casey's fine. Cobb better be fine. Cobb is made of paper. Alright, perfect. So yes,
How
we
dare you
can.
do this to Cobb?
It's okay. He'll get stronger. Don't worry. Yes, so we can indeed say there is one whole days until the bad boy will arrive, which should be tomorrow. You guys head out for this day. You guys go do your thing, and
That isn't correct.
what's not correct?
I have 42,000 health.
Really? Whoa, how'd that happen?
That's not enough.
There we
Yeah,
go.
it's definitely not enough.
I didn't know you can go over. Interesting.
Only if you do it from the
Character sheet?
character sheet, apparently.
Ah. What'd you type to get that?
Just 42,000 something.
You monster. Okay. That's a lot of
I was
buttons.
missing- I was missing 1 HP.
Interesting.
So I had to-
Of course. Overkill that bad boy. Already. So yes, you all do feel empowered. So going forward, please choose a new feat that will be added to your character. I'll add it to you before next week.
We can also
uh,
add ASI, you said?
Yes, you can either do a feat. Basically, it's your standard feat upgrade. So it's either ASI. So is it +2 or +1/+1? Or is that how it works, or is it?
I think
Is it
it's
only
+1/+1.
+2? Okay. however it works in the book. Either +1, +1, +2, or feat, whichever one you guys want. After your discussion with Shikairu Call, feeling empowered, besides getting a feat, you guys also have something else that you might necessarily not understand, but all the same, it dwells within you. So it is the next day. You guys went to Sakai, and you effectively got everyone interested in our plight, because it's not just your plight. This is the plight of the country. You can increase your ability score by 2, or you can increase 2 ability scores by 1. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so you guys can do +1, +1, +2, or a feat. It is your choice. If you're going to skip the feat, just tell me you're going to. Okay, what stat do you want to upgrade?
Everything in con.
You put +2 to con?
Yeah.
Okay. Do that in. Will that put you to 20?
Yep.
Okay. For quick math, do that in Beyond as well, so it'll give you your new HP total. Because I don't feel like doing the math on that. Whatever the average is. Because I don't think.
Actually, can I give myself a feature that just gives me 2 con? That would probably be easier.
To do what?
If I give myself a feature that gives me 2 con.
Just manually give yourself +2 con. It's fine. I mean, you can add like a
more so that I remember where I got it from, basically.
Yeah, but I think you have an ability score increase somewhere in your character, maybe. Let's say, do you?
There should be one that exists for basic ASI feat.
For base, yeah. If there's one that exists in base, which I don't think I see it, but if one exists, go ahead and just write in there at level 7 +2 or wherever. Maybe put it in fighter or something. But you can edit in somewhere if you wish, and just say I got +2 rather than. I can give you an item that just gives you +2 combat. That's a little weird.
Is there a compendium for feats?
Yeah, could be.
Maybe it's in there.
Feat item. Yeah, it should be under Beyond Feats. I got no idea. It's probably in there somewhere. There's a couple. There's MIDI feats. There's there's a lot of stuff. And some of it also got reworked. If you can't see one, let me know. But you should be able to see the main important one. Yeah, they all have vision except for magic item feats, which you don't need to see, and monster features, which you also need to see. All right, perfect. Like I said, you don't need to decide now. If it's stats, that's perfectly fine. We can tinker with that. Kiara and Valen, if you guys want stats, go and do that. Otherwise, go grab a cool feat and just throw it at me in Discord, and I'll add it to your guys' characters. Other than that, we do indeed have 1 day remaining, and it is morning of the next day. Is there anything you guys wish to do in preparation? And then we'll go ahead and pause the session there.
Lots of potions, I guess. Problem is I don't have any gold.
Who needs gold? Gold's for nerds.
Gold, but we're gonna need it for the mercenary bands, right?
You'll need a chunk for the mercenary bands, yes.
Those aren't too expensive, probably.
Hopefully not.
I mean, the more bands we hire, the better our chances. So
Yes. I would say keep that number floating. Obviously, don't spend all your gold. We won't need to spend too much because, like I said, I'll be able to. Oh God, you have 900 here, Jesus. Yeah. I'll be able to give you guys some through Mr. Mayor. He'll obviously give you guys some gold if you need it, but not all of it, obviously.
Mr.
Yeah,
Mains.
he
Yeah.
needs
I
it.
guess
Yeah.
we can go ask Suharto what kind of potions he can arrange for us for this.
In terms of any special potions, you need to special order them, which will take a couple days to get here if he even has access to them. Which you would also be able to get.
Things like Blast that he already had.
He does have that. So what he currently has, he has 4 more blessed potions, which I actually have in there, and the price should be correct. And then he has, if you guys want them, of course, aid and protection from petrification and poison. And then he's out of haste, obviously. So if y'all want those, they do exist and you can purchase them.
These fights
Did
are
that
gonna
haste?
last for days, right?
Which fights?
What we're about to face.
Okay, so I'll be a little more transparent. So basically what's gonna happen is tomorrow the boy is going to come here. He's going to basically say, okay, you told me to wait 2 weeks for you to fulfill your promise. Is the magic here? Can I take it? You're gonna go no, and then you're gonna fight him. Then after that, he's gonna go, okay, cool. I'm telling Dad. And then something's going to happen, and then my dad can beat up your dad, And then, depending on how you guys wish to do it, you guys can go out there and fight front lines. You're going to have to fight a little bit, obviously, but I'm not expecting you guys to stay in the front lines for literally a week just fighting enemies. The part of helping and part of going out to get help is so you guys don't have to do that. So realistically, you guys can fight as much as you wish, because you do know that the UNT tribes will be helping, and you do know that other tribes will also be helping. And hopefully, I wouldn't say Shooting Hill's main army, but Yashiro's specific force.
Right, but we can't just sit back and twiddle our thumbs while everyone else is fighting.
Right. So you guys may fight as frequently and as often as you wish, of course. And that's entirely up to you. But going forward from that point, I can't say too much, obviously, but there will be fights. Put it that way. Something is coming and you're going to need to stop it. Put it that way. And you guys already put out the missive that, come to Chabi if, you can help and or sign up here at Sakai, and then, blah, 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 will pay you. So if you want to think, we can do that. We can pause this day rather early morning. That works. It's still cloudy and a little windy, but not quite as bad. So the weather's actually quite nice today. And tomorrow, at some point, you don't know if it'll be tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, but tomorrow it will be here. Is all you guys know. So whatever you wish to do to prepare today is up to you. If it's easier, so you don't get analysis paralysis, we can pause right now and you guys think about it. Sure. Okay. So 2 things then. A feat, and effectively what we want to do this day. Realistically, y'all can just chill and just say we're gonna, kick ass when he gets here. Whatever preparations you want to do, whether you're telling people to get out or move away from the center, et cetera, et cetera. All our martial folk need to be here to help us fight. Whatever you want to say. And then that's basically what will go down. So we'll think about the exactness of it next week. But until then, thanks for joining, everyone. It's been super fun. And I think bumped my big green screen. Now people can see all my dirty nerd mangas.
Not the dirty nerd mangas.
Oh no, they can see all my Ranmas that aren't mine and definitely are waifus.
Definitely mine.
Definitely not mine.
I'm the Rumiko Takahashi fan.
Indeed. Anywho, it's been super fun. We shall pause there, and we'll see you all next week as we approach the end.